You're watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels.
We got a ball game here tonight at the Big A as we welcome you to our Angels Live pregame presented by Spectrum. After an off day, chance to just resettle the thoughts and get ready to continue this homestand and continue the 26th straight in the state of California. Your Angels taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Lots of fun stuff to talk about here tonight as we get you set for Tyler Anderson on the bump. Gotta break down what's been going right for Zach Neto, who is on an absolute tear, and because of that, leading off, sparking the offense a little bit, right? You got to turn things over, and you got to play with confidence, an opportunity to win a ball game. And this guy, Tyler Anderson, with the changeup, has been the Halo's best starter. It's great to have you all with us for sure. This is a hard game, baseball. Two guys that made it look very easy, though all-stars and champions. Mark Kubaza, Garrett Anderson, I'm Patrick O'Neill. You guys good? Are we good?
Yes, all good.
Feeling good? We're ready to go?
It's another day for baseball.
100%, and it's tough sledding right now. The facts are it's not been good when you lose 8 of 10 since starting 8-4 and 16-21. GA, start with you. I mean, it's pitching, defense, and offense. All of it at the same time not working. Usually it's maybe 1 or 2 out of 3. I know the bullpen is young. So where and how do they fix this, and how do they get out of it?
Well, it's just time. It's just going to have to keep going out there day to day and doing their job. I mean, like you said, there is some inexperience out there in various positions. So at some point you have to take a hard look at it and say, what are our expectations as far as what we're putting out on the field? And, what are they giving us? And obviously there are some older players on the team that aren't doing what they've done in the past, and hopefully they'll get things going. But like you said, it's a hard game. And when everything's going bad at the same time, it's really bad.
I think you just reflect on the fact is after 14 games, they were 9-5. They were hitting a lot of home runs, most home runs in baseball during that stretch. They were starting pitching. It's still pitching. The starting pitching has been still pretty good. The bullpen's been up and down, like Garrett said, about a lot of young guys going out there putting in these really difficult positions they never have before. So you just feel like it's there. You just have to clean it up. You have to have a good first inning and go from there. You can't even worry about, hey, we got to win 6-7 games in a row. You just got to win that first inning today and go from there, because if you do that, start building confidence. The coaching staff is working extremely hard to get these guys right. It's just a matter of the players going out there and performing and starting to believe it in themselves.
Some reinforcements, which is good. Yohan Okada is finally back off the IL. A couple of bullpen arms as well, as Connor Brogdon and Hector Neris join the pen, two guys that have World Series rings. But how about Zach Neto? Let's start with that. A 10-game hitting streak right now. Guy comes off the IL and picks up where he left. So 24 years old. How hard is it to do what he is doing?
Oh, he's talented. I mean, that's where it first and foremost started. I mean, he was in college a few years ago, but one thing that I have noticed that has helped with his consistency is he doesn't do that leg kick anymore. He's got his foot on the ground, and this is something I learned from the great Tony Gwynn. If you don't have your foot down when the ball's on the way there, you're definitely going to have a hard time hitting.
Yeah, and I agree. Sometimes when you face guys that have a high leg kick as a pitcher, you can do some things to slow him down, because you can even hesitate in your delivery and you throw the timing off. He's got that foot down right now, and he's confident. I mean, he's a 5+ WAR guy last season, and he's a tremendous defender. But offensively right now, you're seeing a lot more confidence. I think GA hit it right on the spot. His timing is so good. He's getting that foot down there. The extra base hits, the stolen base. I mean, these numbers during this 10-game hit streak, phenomenal, with the 4 doubles, 5 steals, and 3 home runs. So not only getting base hits, there's some serious damage in there, too.
And since he's been leading off, right, in the last 6 games, I know the results, wins and losses aren't there. You got to somehow find a way to remain positive. We're talking about it being May 6th. Improved offense for the Halos last 6. They've averaged 7.2 hits, previous 12 just over 5. At-bats per game with runners in scoring position, 8.5, just under 5, previous 20. Walking a bit more, right? I mean, they're talking about last in the league in walks. That has to tick up. it has since Zach Neto has been leading off. And we'll get into this a little bit deeper, but we want to bring in Erica Weston right now. And Erica, first off, you're with this team every single day. Great to have you with us, of course, and I'm happy I could spell you just for a second. How is he rubbing off with some of the other guys, how well Neto's been playing?
I mean, you could expect that he's just bringing energy, and they're loving his presence at the top of the lineup. By the way, in the midst of that 10-game hit streak, Zach Neto spent his off day yesterday playing golf for the first time, using Mike Trout's golf clubs, from what I'm told. So that's kind of fun. But I asked Nolan Shotwell, who hit second behind him in that lineup for the last 6 games. He loves it, loves having Neto at the top of the lineup. All you have to do is go back to that game on Saturday against the Tigers with the leadoff home run off of Tarek Skubal, the energy that he brings. But Shotwell says it's been very beneficial. Obviously, they're going to get more at-bats, and there's going to be more guys on base for the chance, the guys behind them, to drive in some more runs. But the offense overall, of course, just looking for that big hit. Now, his bestie, Logan O'Hoppe, I asked him about the impact of having Neto hitting leadoff the last 6 games or so, and he said it's not a surprise to him. This is stuff he's seen him do before. It doesn't matter where he is in the lineup. He's going to impact it no matter what. So it's not a surprise. He expects that from him. So what does Ron Washington say about Neto having the impact at the top of the lineup? Here's what he said before today's game.
Well, the production that we're getting out of him, you know, the good at-bats that he's putting up, all of that helps, and it just rejuvenate everybody else, because now we got people on the bag and they have to focus a little better, they have to concentrate a little better, and I just hope he continue to do what he's doing.
You think that that might stick for a little bit?
Right now, yes. I don't know about later on, but right now, yes.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to leave him in that spot for the time being. By the way, I also asked Shotwell, hey, do you think Neto knows that he's rolling with the 10-game hit streak right now? And he said, of course he knows. Why wouldn't he know? Of course he knows. That's Zach Neto. Of course he knows. Patio.
Listen, Erica, if Neto broke 100 his first time out, I hate him, okay?
It was 108 plus from what I'm told. He said he was very close to losing all the golf balls that he brought with him. So you might have to dig in on that.
I'm sure. Okay, thanks very much, Eric. Appreciate it. Have a great game. Let me ask you, GA, and then you can follow up, Gooby. What young Angel player can you comp with Zach Neto that has made an impact on, in your decades plus with the team that you have seen?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think of Trout. I mean, those are impact type of player. I mean, you know, our group, we all came up at different, you know, one year after another. So we had a group, but a person that just, you know, usually one person coming up, you usually don't see that too often.
Yeah, I mean, when I was with the Angels, I see GA, you have Ersty, you have Salmon, you have Jim Edmonds, all these guys performing at the highest level. A lot of pressure on the younger hitters, but they were a group together and successfully bonded together, and they put up some really good numbers. But going back to what he has done and what the team has done offensively, you're just still looking for that one big hit. Maybe this is tonight where they get that one big hit, and then they have a couple big hits from that point, and they start scoring runs. There's certainly more opportunities to score. You're still waiting for a couple of those big hits during this stretch.
It's everybody's putting the work in, and it stinks to lose. Everybody wants here. Everybody with the Angels, they're putting the work in. They want to get a W. Way to compare him to Trout. No pressure. All right. Let me ask you about Tyler Anderson, Gooby. Why has he been so effective for the team this year? He's been great.
We can easily say his changeup, and that's been an unbelievable pitch for him. But for me, it's been his fastball. He's just a 153 batting average versus his fastball this season, and a whip percentage, and that's an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, a little over 80%. That's his sinker and four-seam fastball. That, for me, is why he's been so effective. And then when you get the hitters to start respecting his fastball, then he's got the changeup going. Just under 44% whiff percentage with his changeup. So get him to think changeup, then sneak a fastball by. GA, you know this. If you miss a fastball, it's 88. I mean, it's in your mind. So you're never going to allow that to happen. And once he gets the hitters to think that, then the changeup gets them.
Yeah, it's the thing that I noticed about him is that when I see a pitcher hitting in spots like that, he's definitely got to be 100% healthy. I mean, and that's got to help his attitude. But his the changeup is what I really like, because it's right out of the motion of the fastball.
Real quick, let's look at this lowest ERA. MLB starters age 32 or older. Nathan Eovaldi seems forever young. Can't believe he's that old. Jacob deGrom still getting it done. And there is TA. He's got a really nice, effective ERA. And I'm going to ask GA, what makes the changeup so hard to hit? He's going to tell me I never had any trouble hitting a changeup. There's no pitch. But is it what do guys say? Other guys, not you, when they say that a changeup is hard to hit?
I have problems hitting changeups. Yes.
Sure.
No, what makes it hard is what makes it hard to hit a good changeup is the pitcher can give you the same arm action, on the fastball and changeup. That's the whole thing. If it changes, you can see that at the plate.
I mean, I played with one of the greatest hitters of all time, and George Brett. One pitch he couldn't hit, changeup, slower, because it throws your timing off. You couldn't get a fastball by GA, you couldn't get a fastball by George Brett, no matter how hard you threw. But the changeup, as long as you can throw the timing of a hitter off, hitting's all about timing and balance. Both that changeup creates some negativity when it comes to the timing and the balance for a hitter. If they're not sitting on that, they have a tough time. And you look at his arsenal, the last 3 starts have been really, really good. That changeup in nearly 40%. 4-seam fastball, like I said, you see the location of all these pitches in cutter and curveball. They avoid the middle of the plate. And that's what's so good about him. He uses the corners so good. Our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud shows exactly where he's pitching the baseball. None of them are in the middle of the plate. When you don't have overpowering stuff, if you can hit the corners, keep them off balance, you got a chance to be successful.
Aaron, are you looking at the release point? Is that the key thing? And obviously, because we're going to look at the tunneling, and these guys throw different pitchers, but if they release the ball at the same spot, that makes it extra tough?
The ones that are good at it, yeah, it makes it really tough because you can't see what's coming out of that location. For me, I go from the eyes to the release point, and if I see any alternate difference in the release point, I can tell it's going to be a different pitch.
Okay, all right.
And it gives you an option as a hitter to lay off a pitch. If it's anywhere different arm slot, but he's been so good. Every one of his pitches, when we show the tunneling things, it shows how effective a pitcher can be if all the pitchers are coming out of the exact same arm slot, because then it becomes more difficult to read, or then you're just looking and hoping for the spin of the baseball or the speed of the pitch.
I know you'll be breaking it down during the game for sure. Stick around, Gooby. We'll come back because we're taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Vlad Jr., fresh off of a mega 14-year contract, and he's all slender. That's coming up next. Stay there. More Angels Live.
If you're a Rockies fan, they've got some young talent.
Pretty dynamic, everyday position club.
Starting to see some young guys with some serious talent. There's some speed and there's some pop.
I mean, I always keep a little chip on my shoulder.
He made the catch.
Crazy range, rocket arm.
They just need to have some guys that have breakout years. There's potential there to have that.
They're going to be competitive in every game.
This is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
La Pantera can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
La Pantera.
Angels Live is presented by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. There you see Vlad Guerrero Sr., 2004 MVP, right there with Don Baylor, Mike Trout, and Shohei. From the Big A, it is your Angels taking on the Blue Jays. Start the 3-game series with Garrett Anderson and Mark Gubazon, Patrick O'Neill. What was Vlad Jr. like when in 2004 when Senior was just crushing? Did you know Did he show this type of ability?
No, not at all. He was quiet. He didn't say anything. He always smiled and didn't say much. But, you know, at that age, you just don't know. You know, then years later, you look up and it's like, wow, it did go from one generation to the next.
A father-son, Gooby, to be that good?
I mean, we were there for the Hall of Fame ceremonies in Cooperstown. He's sitting in front of us. I'm thinking, I joked around, I go, hey, maybe you're up there sometime soon. He looked back and goes, I don't know about that. But here he is. And, you know, the way he's hitting the baseball right now, and he's going to be playing for a long, long time. It's a possibility the way he hits the baseball. I mean, he's hit a couple baseballs this year, 120 and 119 miles per hour off the bat. 2 of the top 3. Incredible.
All right, as we take a look at some of the highlights of Junior, and he's going to be a lifelong Blue Jay because he just signed a monster deal. What impresses you at the dish?
Just his ability to do, you know, hit all the pitches like his dad did, man. It's crazy to see. I know he's not exactly his dad, but he does a lot of things his dad did, and it's just for me as a fan of baseball and hitting, I think it's awesome to see.
He's been ready to come up. They slow played him right early on and said, we don't want to start your contract too soon, but I guess they had a good reason.
I mean, then to move over to first base, I think it's allowed him to relax. Remember, he was a third baseman when he first came up. That's a lot more responsibility on him at third. He won a Gold Glove at first base, but I'm telling you, there's not many guys in the game that hit the ball harder, more consistently than Vlad Jr. And Vlad Sr. did too a lot, but Vlad Jr. is amazing what he does. I mean, you know what? He loves the game, and you got to respect that. Somebody that loves the game this much, you love it.
GA, let me ask you your thoughts when he signed Guerrero Jr., a 14-year contract. You look around what they're doing in baseball with Soto with 15 years. It locks up a team. It kind of handicaps him in a way, or does it?
Well, these contracts are for special players. You only see these for generational type players. So what you get to a point is that, you know, you have to overpay to get that talent, and then sometimes teams want to do that. So as a former player, I think it's great.
What was the longest contract that you had?
4 years.
4 was the longest? 4
years the longest. 3 4-year deals.
You?
3.
That was the longest?
Longest, yes. I mean, for me as a pitcher, I think that's about as long as you should go.
Okay.
Us pitchers, even though I would love to say, yeah, I wish I got a 10-year deal, chance to be able to go out there performing that long. But you look at those guys right there. I think they all came down and they all won a chance to win a World Series. If you do that, even if you're signed a 10-year deal like Shohei, he's already won a World Series there. And right now, the Mets are playing great with Soto and Vlad. They hope to do the same with Toronto. That's all you care about is having a chance to win a World Series, and everything else takes care of itself.
The guy that just went past you, by the way, eventually he's going to get himself a multi-year contract. Zach Neto is that good. Max Scherzer signs the 1-year deal with Toronto. He's just placed on the 60-day IL. It's retro, so he can come off the end of the month. He's got the thumb injury. He's been around so long. Did you face him?
Yeah, I did. I caught him when he first came up, when he was really proud of his fastball, and I leaned in a few of them.
Did you get him?
You don't got fastballs. You never
he was proud when he came up with Arizona.
I mean, that's a Hall of Famer right there. A 3-time Cy Young Award winning, 2 World Series, you know, many-time All-Star, 216 career wins. I've always been a big fan because he's the guy that wants that baseball and never wants to leave the mound. He wants to complete what he started, and he has done that. I remember watching him when he was with the Diamondbacks, the way he threw the ball. I'm like, I love his stuff, but it feels like he can only last about a year or two the way he threw the baseball. But all this stuff, all the workout he put into it is the reason why he's still, to this day, until he just got put on the IL, is still one of the most dominant pitchers when he's out there on the mound.
Either one of you guys have a thumb injury? GA, did you ever suffer a thumb injury and try to throw the baseball?
Yeah, I got blown up in high school when I didn't know how to hit with aluminum bat. I got blown up. So, yeah, I've had a thumb injury, yeah.
And then trying to throw the balls, not fun?
And I was still trying to hit, too. I didn't care. I didn't sell into anybody.
You didn't even tell anybody?
No, it was tough sledding for a while.
He doesn't even say.
It does not feel good.
How tough is it to pitch if you're dealing with any kind of strain in the thumb?
Anything to do with your finger, especially for me, it was the middle finger, the index, and then your thumb. Because you're putting all that pressure on those 2 fingers. So, yes, it'll be very difficult, especially when you spin the ball like he does, not to be able to feel comfortable doing that. You know he wants to be out there. He wants to be out there, so he's in significant discomfort for him not being out there.
What's up with this weather, by the way?
Is it actually raining again? Again, we're going to say it again. It doesn't rain in Southern California, yet it does.
Tomorrow at this time, it's going to be 75 degrees. But tonight, it doesn't feel that cold. It's just been pretty dreary. Some dreary times around you. We need the sun will come out tomorrow, right?
At some point it will.
Tell me it will.
Hey, we walking on sunshine.
There you go. That's right. Gooby, thanks very much. Great stuff.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, looking forward to the call with you and Wayne and Derica. Do you remember your first? We'll break it down. The Machines next.
Welcome to Home Sweet Win. I'm Ty Pennington.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastballs. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
This guy is the entire package.
Struck him out. My goodness.
He has a weapon for every hitter.
Good luck. 99.
And what I like most about him, he pitches with an attitude.
They're still on their feet for Paul Skeens.
Everyone wants to watch this guy.
Must-see TV for me.
6'7", top 5 exit velo, #1 arm in the sport.
There's a cruise missile. More fireworks.
He can go out there to center field, relax, and I think this is a 30-30 guy this season.
Presented to you by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. As we are here at the Big A, getting you set for some Halo baseball. Your Angels taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. 26 consecutive games right here in the state of California. With Garrett Anderson, I'm Patrick O'Neill. This date in baseball history, let's make it Halo history. Albert Pujols hit his first home run as an Angel 2012. Took him a while to get to the first one if we're already in May.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
He was the machine.
He certainly was. So we'll flash back, and you're going to see he finally gets it. It's here at home. And then you look at the routine in the dugout. Now, how long did they have to have this planned?
That's awesome. That's all. That's super creative right there. Usually it's just a silent treatment or whatnot, but the whole team gone, yeah, that's awesome.
Maybe just at the exact moment he hit it, somebody said, I bet you Torrey,
yeah.
100%.
Mayor.
When did they start planning stuff like that after home runs?
The silent treatment's been going on for a long time. But that took it to another level. That was pretty cool.
Did you ever take part in giving guys the silent?
Yeah, we did it for young guys that would come up. Yeah,
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's fun. You see the reaction.
I tell you what, Albert Pujols, you look at his career, it's remarkable that he was able to continue and then finish up and say they continue to hit home runs at well over 700.
Yeah, that was remarkable when he went back to St. Louis and did what he did. I was like, wow, he's still doing it. And I'm sure probably, going back to St. Louis probably gave him a little spark as well.
As we see most games with the Angels, that should be most home runs, right? With the Angels in franchise history, Trouty approaching 400. Fish, has he told you the story of trying to get to 300?
Yeah, he told me.
Right. it was off the. My goodness! It's home runs. I look at you, and I look back. Pujols first with the Angels 13 years ago. Do you remember your first?
Yeah, it was here, a night game against the Minnesota Twins, and it was off Kevin Tapani. That was my first home run.
And what does it feel like? Is it relief? Obviously, you hit a ton of home runs before. You're circling the bases. You black out.
I wasn't really a home run hitter in the minor leagues. I didn't really start putting little home runs up, but it was just nice to finally do it. You figure it's going to happen at some point. I knew I was a line drive hitter, but I knew I had the power to hit some home runs.
High school? Were you hitting home runs in high school?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I even had 3 in a game one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
So 3 in a game at Kennedy, and then you go to the minors, and you're like, I'm just going to be mashing. Hit up the middle.
It was a huge adjustment to face that type of pitching, so it was was more of just survival every day until I actually had an idea about hitting the year before I got called up.
Yep, well, it paid off. All that hard work. Rod Carew pulling you aside. All right, we'll take a quick break, come back. We're closing in on first pitch. Tyler Anderson on the bump for your Halos. Stay right there.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
The lineup we know is incredibly deep, but that starting rotation is unlike anything I can remember.
I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships.
This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
He's in a world of his own. Strike 3 swinging. It's a dozen strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow. Walk-off win.
This is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
La Pantera can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
La Pantera. When the Angels win this game, you better believe that you win free McDonald's fries. Get free medium fries tomorrow with any $2 purchase only on the app at participating McDonald's. The kids that never age. What's the secret? All right, let's take a look at what's going on for your Halos lineup here today. Neto, Shonowell, Soler, Ward, despite the scuffles, is still in there. Ron Washington said he's going to get out of it. Logan O'Hoppe and Yoan Moncada. Renifo needs to bounce back. Love Gustavo Capero and then Kyron Paris. What do you think Yoan Moncada is going to do for this lineup?
He's just going to bring another versatile bat to the lineup. I mean, it just makes the lineup that much longer.
Now, going against kind of a journeyman, right? As you take a look at Moncada right there, and José Ureña is going to make his first start of the season. The Jays starting staff is scuffling. How would you attack this guy?
They had to pivot, and he's just a journeyman. He's been primarily really good changeup and keeps the ball down. So keep him up in play.
Sounds good, Garrett. We'll see you after the game. Wayne Randazzo, Mark Gubas, Erica West at first pitch next.
The Mets were a great story last season.
It's gone! He did it! He did it!
You got to think the expectations are sky high. They know that they're built to win.
I love the additions.
Juan Soto to the Mets. It's real.
This is landscape changing that changes the arc of the Mets.
Want to make a dynasty.
Really like their bullpen a lot.
He's right. The ball game is over. Put it in the book.
It's going to take everything from everybody. We got to stay together and we got to post up.
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch one.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore. home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels. Live at Southern California. Tonight's game brought to you by Kia as the Angels stay home to have a 3-game series with the Toronto Blue Jays. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Randazzo. Going to be a chance here for the Angels to do some work against a couple of teams under 500 this week. The Blue Jays followed by the Orioles.
Yeah, Wayne, it's always good to have that day off to refresh yourself, get back on track, hopefully get a winning streak going. And a couple familiar faces with Bichette and Vlad Jr. back in town playing for the Blue Jays. It should be a fun series.
A couple of former junior Angels in there with Bo Bichette and Vlad Jr., both of their dads, former Angel players. The Angels with Zach Neto red hot at the top of the order. Neto has had a 10-game hitting streak. He continues to roll, and he'll try to keep that going here tonight.
I mean, the energy, we talk about that so often, but Zach Neto in the field, but certainly at the plate so far this season. He's got a 10-game hit streak going, a .357 batting average with 3 home runs in there, and also an OPS of over 1,039. So he is hitting the ball extremely well. That energy brings 5 stolen bases during this stretch, his 10-game hit streak. So he's creating runs. He's putting the team in position to score some runs. And I love what he's doing there offensively and defensively. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. His 10-game hit streak, 15 hits. A lot of these baseballs, he's getting out in front. So he's able to pull them. He's able to stay back on a couple of them. But for the most part, he is doing some serious damage out in front of the plate and pulling the baseball.
Zach Neto will try to get the Angels offense rolling and see if they can follow behind him as Neto bats in the leadoff spot again tonight. Well, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is back here at the Big A, and he is a paid man now. Guerrero with a huge contract extension that will keep him in Toronto, and he's responded by hitting the baseball extremely well since going back to last season.
Yeah, Wayne, he hits the ball as hard as anybody in base. So far this season, he has 2 of the top 3 baseballs. The exit velocity off the bat, 120 and 119. And you go back to the All-Star break last year, a .341 batting average, an OPS over 1,000, 29 doubles, third best during that stretch. He's hitting the ball really, really well. We look back, started slow against the Angels in his career, but now hitting .261 with 5 home runs and 18 RBIs. He's starting to swing the bat a lot better. And when he hits a baseball, generally, Wayne, it is hit really, really hard.
He has his own 10-game hitting streak going as well, so Guerrero batting in the number 2 spot for the Blue Jays. He has good numbers in his career against Tyler Anderson. The Angels are 5-1 in Anderson's start so far this year. They'll try to keep that going here tonight. He's been really good.
Yeah, he's been really, really good throwing the ball well. You're going to have that all-speed pitch going against these Jays. Do so and pick up a W today.
Game 1, the Angels and the Blue Jays coming up.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Why would I use Hims to have my ED meds delivered to my door? I love pharmacy lines.
Why would I use clinically proven ingredients to regrow my hair through Hims? I love wearing hats 24/7.
Why would I choose weight loss treatment I can afford through Hims? I love selling off my prized possessions.
Why wouldn't I get high quality care I can trust? I love Hims. Get treatment you'll actually love at Hims.com.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network.
miss and a strikeout.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Anderson to end the inning.
Got him looking.
There's a swing and a miss. Strike three. That's a good pitch. Strike three called at the bottom of the zone to Santana. Not really a strikeout artist, but Tyler Anderson will do what he can here tonight to keep up what's been a very good start to his season. A 2.67 ERA for Anderson over his first 6 starts. He's had 3 straight quality starts, and he's given up 3 runs or fewer in all of his outings so far this year. He's given his team, Gooby, a chance to win each game.
Yeah, I mean, he's been able to use his fastball to set up his changeup. His cutter's been good. Each time he figures out a way to get through an inning, through a game, and he's been very, very effective. Batting average against him total this season is 174, but his fastball has been great at 153. Changeup has been electric with a 43.7% whiff percentage.
And the Angels largely have won all the games that he has pitched. Just one, the most recent one, that the Angels did not win. So they're 5-1 in Anderson's 6 starts, trying to win some of the games where Tyler Anderson isn't pitching to try to move this record along. But Anderson has certainly done his part so far this year.
Yeah, looking for his first career win versus the Jays too. So look for him to be able to go out there and just dominate once again. My go-tos for Tyler Anderson. Continue this incredible stretch. All-star last season, very good in the first half, really good in the first half so far this season. Out of zone swings on his changeup, mentioned that 43.7%, but painting the corners with his fastball sets up all his other pitches, including he'll mix in a cutter and slider.
They'll face a Toronto lineup that is plenty capable of scoring. They just haven't scored a lot so far this season, as Bo Bichette leads things off. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. waits in the 2-hole. It's been a slow start for Anthony Santander with his new team. The opposite for George Springer. He's hit the ball well to begin the season. And the Blue Jays, managed by John Schneider, a team that ended up finishing last year in the American League East, their first last place finish since 2013.
Yeah, but there you mentioned they're a team that could score some runs. Even coming into spring training, I thought they were going to have one of the deepest lineups in the American League, and hasn't quite got there yet, but it will at some point. Hopefully not until after the series is over. Yohan Moncada back after that IL stint. His 8th game so far at third base. He's a difference maker at third base, in my opinion, defensively, especially with Tyler Anderson on the mound. You know, all speed pitches and roll over, hits the balls there to third base. He's really, really solid net over. And Hifo over at second base. Sean Noel at first, so Hoppy behind the plate. Ward, Paris, and Capero out in right field. It's good having Moncada back. He's working on a lot of stuff this morning as far as getting that fielding position going again, and looks to be healthy, and he's a difference maker defensively, and at the plate working counts really well.
The Angels sent out Nico Cavadas to make room for Moncada's return. Also, Michael Darrell Hicks got optioned today. Touki Toussaint was DFA'd. The Angels are trying to find the right formula for their bullpen. It's been a struggle for that bullpen, especially over the last couple of weeks. Connor Brogdon, Hector Neris added today. A couple of veterans, at least, that can maybe help things along in the mid to late portion of games. That's really when the Angels have seen things go awry. So we'll see if this new bullpen formula can help. Tyler Anderson can just mow down the Blue Jays tonight. That would help too, as Bo Bichette stands in. We are underway here at the Big A with a strike called by Dave Rackley. The last few years he's been David Rackley, but he feels more comfortable now at the major league level. He's just Dave.
Well, if he calls that pitch like that for Anderson, you can call him whatever you want.
Well, I mean, call him Super Dave at that point.
Exactly.
1 ball, 1 strike on Bichette.
Bichette with great numbers against the Halos in his career, 355 and OPS over 1,000. So this is a tough at bat for Anderson here to start the game.
Hit over 370 in this ballpark, but the changeup has been the bread and butter pitch for Tyler Anderson, although he's had almost as much, if not more, success with his fastball this year than he has with his changeup.
Really surprising on that one, Wayne, when you look at the numbers so far.
You see Bichette and the numbers he's put up against the Angels. Had a good cut at that fastball and fouled it back.
He hasn't had many fastballs in the middle part of the plate. That was one of them right there. That was right down the heart. He fouled that one straight back.
Bichette finally hit his first home run of the season the other day, and it has not been leaving the ballpark much, but he still has 11 doubles, which is 3rd most in the American League, and that leads the Blue Jays in that category.
Well, that's a real good pitch, and even better take. That was a perfect spot, especially at their fastball. He knew it was a changeup was coming. But I was still so close to plate. I don't know if he can take another one that close to the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Bichette leading off for Toronto. This time he fouls off a cutter. Right-handers have done nothing against Anderson so far this year. They've hit just 135. It's the best batting average allowed to right-handed batters by any pitcher in baseball, let alone a lefty.
That is amazing.
Big right-hander on deck, Guerrero. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
And that's the thing, he's been able to get hitters to sit on an off-speed pitch and then throw that fastball by him upstairs. 89-mile-an-hour fastball got him to expand and gets a punch out with it. Just amazing what he has done with his fastball. That's his 11th strikeout so far this season with his fastball.
Here's Guerrero smashing one into left field, a base hit. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr., whose dad is a franchise icon here with the Angels. Currently the only player in the Hall of Fame with the halo on his cap. Mike Trout will change that at some point, but Vladimir Guerrero Jr. locked and loaded for the next many years now as a Blue Jay with a base hit.
Yeah, he's hitting everything hard. That was just under 103. He started off real slow against the Angels, but he's turned that around as far as his batting average has creeped up a little bit now to 261.
It was 14 years. It was $500 million, though a lot of that is going to be paid out as what is being described as a signing bonus. You got a $325 million signing bonus.
That's a pretty good bonus.
It's an expensive signature. John Hancock didn't have a signature that expensive.
Nor Herbie Hancock either.
No, certainly not. No balls and 1 strike on.
Let's ask Tommy Boy.
I will. That's in there from Anderson, and it's 0-2. Santander was another guy that the Blue Jays spent some money on this offseason as he came over from their division rival, the Orioles. He got 5 years, $92 million. He had 44 home runs last year.
Yeah, he had a tremendous offensive year. He's a really good offensive player. Off to a slow start. Sometimes when you get those big deals, you press a little bit. Seems to be the case for Santander so far.
Well, he had 5 home runs at this point last year, and he ended up with those 44. And he has 4 right now this season, the 3rd most in the American League over the last few years. He was way out in front of that changeup as he popped it behind home plate, and Ohapi has it for the 2nd out.
That's always the key, to keep hitters off balance and guessing wrong. By the way, Vlad Jr. this year has hit a ball 120 off the bat. He also hit one 119 off the bat. He hits a lot of baseballs square and hard.
Well, so does George Springer, especially against the Angels. He is tied for the most career home runs among active players against the Halos. He's hit 28, and a lot of those came in an Astros uniform.
And 17 of them in this ballpark of the 28.
And now it's 29 as George Springer has erupted here in the 1st. It is 2-0 Toronto.
And you look back historically for Springer, a lot of his damage is on the first pitch. That was a 4-seam fastball hard to the plate.
Fourth home run for Springer this year, his 29th lifetime against the Angels.
And Tyler Anderson has pitched him well, but this fastball is right down the heart, and he's aggressive on the first pitch, and he got that lift. That was 109 off the bat.
426 feet for Springer on that home run. First pitch in there, a strike to Alejandro Kirk. So George Springer hadn't had a lot of success against Anderson, but now does have a couple of homers against him. Getting the Blue Jays on the board. Now we'll put a bigger flashlight on the Angels offense, a team that has struggled to score runs over the last few weeks. One ball, one strike on the Blue Jay catcher Kirk, and now Anderson gets that one over the outside edge.
Think about Tyler Anderson. Generally, if you're an opponent against him, all those runs are generally scored early against him, and he settles down. So hopefully that'll be the case here today. That'll be all that the Jays get against him.
Anderson's allowed now 6 first-inning runs, 4 second-inning runs so far this year. As Kirk off the end of his bat has his first career hit against Anderson. A 2-out single. After the second inning, Anderson's only allowed 3 runs in 6 starts. So it's been the first and second innings that he has given up the large majority of the runs he's allowed.
Yeah, settles down and makes some quality pitches after that. No panic for the veteran.
So 2 outs, and the damage continues here for Toronto. Brings up Dalton Varsho, a left-handed batter in center field who has really become a tremendous defensive player. When he came up with the Diamondbacks, he was largely catching at that time, and then Arizona kind of figured it out that he would be a lot more valuable moving around the field. So they made him an outfielder with a guy who could also catch if you needed him to.
Yeah, he's an outstanding defender out there.
The Blue Jays have just straight up used him as an outfielder, and he's become one of the best in baseball.
He has really, really good numbers against Tyler Anderson in his career. You can see how careful Tyler Anderson's pitching him already. 7 for 12. It's a .583 batting average with a home run and 5 RBIs.
2 balls, no strikes here on Varsho, first left-handed batter against Anderson today, and that ball cranked foul. Well, his defense knows no bounds. Even when he messes up a play, he can still make an acrobatic catch.
That's still one of the best plays of all time. The fall down and then on the backhand makes the catch.
He found out he almost entirely rolled over.
And then on the backhand and control, I love Tate's look. He's like, did he just catch that baseball? How was that possible?
2 balls, 2.
We were watching that live too. We were thinking the same thing. How was that possible?
It's one thing to fall down and kind of keep your eye on the ball. He rolled over and still came back around and caught it with that backhand. It was an incredible play by Varsho. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a foul to still keep it 2-2. Anderson has had issues with left-handed batters. They've hit .320 against him. Any reason you see for why that's happened?
I think part of it is, you could see the changeup out of his hand a little bit more so. It makes no sense why that would be the case, but I think he has to show his fastball in enough, off the plate in.
Good pitch there, getting a chase as Varsho strikes out on a buried changeup. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but 2 runs for Toronto. George Springer with a homer to make it 2-0 Blue Jays.
Ever since Bob and Sheila retired, they've been looking for ways to spice up their dinner plans. But with Home Chef, they never have to worry about the same old boring recipes. Bob and Sheila have a variety of menu options to choose from, whether it's calorie or carb conscious, gourmet picks from our culinary collection, or easy prep and quick cleanup sheet pan meals. Now dinner's its own work of art. Get 18 free meals, free shipping, and free dessert for life.
Wearing regular shoes feels this cramped. Or Glide Step wide fit, hands-free Skechers slip-ins feel like this. With Skechers slip-ins, just step in, no bending down, no touching my shoes. Try wide fit Skechers slip-ins.
I've been holding my breath this entire inning. Panicking won't turn a pop-up into a home run. Just like stressing about tickets won't get us better seats.
What about the unhinged prices?
That's why I use Game Time. Prices actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. Even up to 60% off.
What time is it?
It's Game Time.
Angels batting order is brought to you by Simpson Chevy as Zach Neto has ruled the roost at the top of the order. He has a 10-game hitting streak. Shotwell at second, Solaire's third. Taylor Ward is in the cleanup spot. Logan O'Hoppe bats fifth. Yoel Moncada back in there at third base. Renifo's at second base now. Campero instead of Adele in right, and Kyron Paris in center field against José Ureña, who makes his Blue Jays debut.
And Ureña's got still a pretty good fastball, 94-98 slider, very, very good changeup.
Saw him last year when he was with Texas. He made 33 appearances, including 9 starts. He's bounced around a lot, had a .380 ERA. Really, last year was his best season since all the way back to 2018.
My go-to is to be successful against him. You just got to have some patience against him because there's a walk in his game, and you got to power his sinker.
1-1 strike as Neto cuts through that changeup 1-2. Ureña was so good in 2017 and 18 for the Marlins. that he was actually their opening day starting pitcher in 2019. And then ever since then, he just couldn't get anybody out anymore. And for many years, he was bouncing around from team to team. Was decent with the Rangers last year, and he's already been on 2 teams this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Neto.
Yeah, good arm action he has on his changeup. If he gets the hitters to chase his changeup out of the strike zone, it'll be tough. But if they can be patient up the hitters for the Halos tonight, they should be able to get to him.
Neto fouls that one off. Ureña only made 1 appearance for the Mets, and because baseball has that funny 3-inning save rule, he got a save in a game where he allowed 5 runs on 7 hits.
You might want to revisit that one.
Hit hard and foul down the line.
Just foul.
You shouldn't be able to get a 3-inning save just because you're out there for 3 innings.
And that, the way that does, it hurts, closers as far as, they always talk about the save. Is it that big? Is that important? And there's been some great closers, and finally Billy Wagner got in there this season. It took a while for him to get over the hump and get elected into the Hall of Fame.
2 balls, 2 strikes. As Neto chops 1 foul.
Good battle here for Neto, seeing quite a few pitches and battling.
Ureña only had 70 strikeouts in 109 innings. Even at his best, he was never a big strikeout pitcher.
He generally will get ground ball, especially with his sinker and even his changeup.
Nowhere near on that 2-2 pitch. So with 8 pitches in this at bat, Neto has worked it full.
He's having that patience so far. Imagine he should get a fastball here.
He did. He hit it hard, but in comes the left fielder Straw, having to play it on a bounce. So Neto, for the 4th straight game, has made his hitting streak longer in the first at bat of the game.
He gets it out of the way. No stress as the game progresses. Defense behind Ureña. You got one of the best. We just showed that highlight of him, but Varsho out in center field is an incredible. Straw out, by the way, in left field is an outstanding defender. Santander around him. But Varsho, when you look at his numbers, Gold Glove winner in 2024. Defensive run saves are off the charts every single year. And again, you mentioned he was a catcher.
It's something else.
Unreal.
Nolan Shonowell at the plate here with Neto now an 11-game hitting streak at first. Shonowell had a good pitch to hit there, but couldn't turn on it.
And Erica was talking with Shonowell earlier today about having Neto getting on base like this. He says he's just the way he's going. It gives him more opportunities to be successful driving in runs. You got to bunch those hits together.
Balls and 2 strikes. Shonowell dumps 1 foul. Well, in each of these games in which Neto has started with a base hit, Shonowell has followed by making an out, so he has not been able to move the line from there. We'll see if he can here against Ureña. No balls, 2 strikes. And Shonowell dumps 1 toward right, but it hangs up, and it's Santander with the catch. So the softer line drive stayed in the air. The harder line drive from Neto dropped like a rock.
Yes.
Now Shonowell 0 for 4 in these last 4 games following Neto's leadoff hit.
Oh, it was 104 off the bat of Neto. Kirk behind the plate has thrown out 25% of base stealers. Ureña's pretty quick to the plate. As you can see, he doesn't have a high leg kick. Alejandro Kirk is one of the best as far as framing pitches in the game, period.
Jorge Soler at the plate here.
When he was in spring training with that ABS, every time he would say, yep, check it, and he was right every single time.
See if that makes its way to the real games next year. Ureña with a check on the base runner. Neto does have a handful of steals already this year. Neto's gotten a lot done in 15 games. It's 5 doubles, 4 homers, 5 steals, and an 11-game hitting streak. It's a foul ball. Nice pick, though, by Ernie Clement. Just for fun.
Yes.
One ball, 2 strikes on Soler, who is the DH today. A pretty good start to the year. The slugging has certainly been there. And Soler has been able to put together 6 home runs with 7 doubles. So he's had his share of extra base hits. Kind of a microcosm of the team. He's only walked 8 times while striking out 39.
Ureña allowed 10 stolen bases in 12 attempts last year.
Neto is running, and it's going to be a tough one for Kirk, and he will not get Neto. It's a stolen base. Number 6 for Zach Neto.
Well, that ended up being a little bit closer than I even thought it was going to be because he had a big jump. Picked the right pitch to go on, slides in there. That dirt is a little bit wet still. A little drizzle there earlier on there when we were out there on the pregame. Just gets that hand in before the tag was applied and keeps that mitt on the bag.
The sun is supposed to return tomorrow. Soler pops one up on the infield. And the good news is that when the sun comes back tomorrow, it should stick around for the next 5 or 6 months.
Rumor has it. We'll be walking on sunshine then.
We could make that your key for tomorrow. So 2 outs.
Well, Taylor Ward has been working a lot trying to get his swing together. He was out early today. A lot of early work, even hitting, against Angels pitching, not off a machine, too. Lisa Brown, their bullpen catcher, was throwing him a lot of pitches today, too. And his swing and his timing, he's all about that swing path and the timing. Need to get that going. And Ron Washington keeps saying how important he is for this team. We know how important he is for this team.
The ball's in a strike on Ward, who hammers this one out to left center. Varsho is back out near the wall. It is gone. And the importance of Taylor Ward coming around is certain for the Angels. Ward, a 2-run homer, ties it up.
That's a perfect swing. That's the timing. That's where he wants to hit the baseball, too. Center field. 419, 106.4 off the bat. Just like that, it's a tie ball game. 2-run shot. His 7th home run. And that's what you want to see from Taylor Ward. And that you can see the sigh of relief.
Well, he had been just 1 for his last 27, and it had been a while since he homered. But Taylor Ward has one here. He's tied up this game. First home run in Angel Stadium, I believe, as well, this year for Taylor Ward. But that's what Ron Washington was talking about before the game, that you have to block out the physicality from the mentality when you're hitting. It's his 2nd home run here at Angel Stadium this year. But the results haven't been there for Taylor Ward. How are some of the things that you look at on the periphery? They have been there. He has been hitting the ball hard.
And I think with Ron Washington, he trusts, he always says what's on the back of the bubblegum card. He trusts that. So even though you're a still relatively young hitter, you're a guy that's had success in the big league, so you have to have trust in him.
2 balls, 2 strikes, now 3-2. Ward has a 48% hard hit rate. Last year when he had 25 home runs, it was 42. He's hit the ball harder this year than at any other point in his career. He just has not had the results.
I mean, a smile on his face, that's big. Tell you what, this has worked some counts here. There's a lot of pitches for Ureña so far in this inning. And it's a fastball, 96-mile-an-hour fastball that was crushed. And you got to hit it well over that wall with Varsho out there. And he did so.
Off the bottom of the California Spectacular.
It is truly spectacular.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Ohapi. And for Ureña, 27 pitch innings so far, now 28. How many pitches he's even going to be allowed to go tonight, although he's somewhat stretched out.
It's good to see that the team has bounced back like that after Springer on a first pitch hit a 2-run home run. Another home run in this ballpark. It's 18th in his career in this yard.
Full count on Ohapi, who has been pretty consistent offensively.
Good take.
Oh, it's called a strike. So that one borderline at best. Helps Ureña get out of a 30-pitch inning. Angels tied it. Taylor Ward breathes a sigh of relief. It's 2-2.
Golf season is back, baby. Play the best rounds of your life with PXG.
I feel like dancing.
Visit pxg.com to see what we can do for your game. PXG, you've never played like this before.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard. Get it today, protected for life.
Taylor Ward tied it up with a 2-run home run. A blast to center field, his 7th of the season. Tyler Anderson back on the mound. Brand new game. Going back to Hyundai Key to the game today. Little Rolling Stones painted black. And that one pitch that he got over the plate against George Springer resulted in a home run. But he's been painting the corners and painting it black all season long with all those edges with all his pitches so far this season.
We'll face the bottom of the order here. Ernie Clemente will lead things off for Toronto. Then Miles Straw and Andres Jimenez. And known commodities at the bottom of this order, although guys who don't have a lot of pop, especially Straw. Got some speed down there, certainly, as Clemente looks at a strike.
Well, that's painted black and maybe a little bit off the plate. Painted shadow.
Yeah. Painting into the gray areas, I think, at that point. 1 ball, 1 strike on Clemente. So a couple of home runs from each team's cleanup batter. That's what it's for. That's why they are supposed to clean up the runs that are out there. Clemente hooks one to the left field corner. Continues to hook, and it's foul. George Springer, a 2-run shot in the top of the first for the Blue Jays, and then Taylor Ward with the answer in the bottom of the first. Clemente reaches out and just taps it foul.
How he even fouled that one off. That was a great changeup. That's what he wants, to get chases like that on his changeup.
Clemente typically is tough to strike out. Just a dozen so far this year. Lines this one out to right center field. Paris got over quickly. A good jump to make that catch. 1 out in the second. We send it downstairs to Erica Weston.
Yeah, guys, a sigh of relief for Taylor Ward after hitting that home run. You should have seen Ron Washington, who nearly jumped out of his seat on the bench seeing Taylor get the home run. The work that he has been putting in to be able to get back on track. This is from batting practice earlier today, but Taylor was here hours before his teammates were here, about 12:30 this afternoon. Paying off tonight with that 2-run home run. He had the Angels bring in a minor league pitcher this afternoon. He's faced about 30 pitches from him. Now, this was Taylor's idea to help get him out of this funk. Johnny Washington, the hitting coach, was also with him today. He said it was mostly mechanical. Everything starts from the ground, he said, so just making sure that back leg is in a good spot. He said before the game it already feels better. Clearly it was, but he said it was a process. So Ward plans to do the same early tomorrow afternoon, facing more minor league pitching to continue to get back on track.
Yeah, that's amazing too, because you know as a minor league pitcher.
Neto with the pick, the spin, and the throw is off balance and not in time as Miles Straw gets an infield hit.
Yeah, with his speed, you're not gonna be able to throw him out. But you know, when you're facing minor league pitchers, you know, it's a thrill for them. So you're gonna face a guy that could potentially be a little bit wild, throwing real hard. So that's a good test for Taylor Ward to be able to see that and recognize pitches for a young pitcher coming from the minor leagues, throwing as hard and with as much spin as that. So that's very productive to be able to see those pitches, because it's almost game ready in that one.
Infield hit for Miles Straw. You got to pay some attention to him at first base as Andres Jimenez bats here and takes strike one. Nobody's questioning the work ethic of anybody. I think in the terms of how this team has gone about their work and their preparation, Well, they're working hard. The coaches are working hard. The players are working hard. They're doing whatever they can to figure out a way to get better results. And that's really the issue. The results have not been very good for this ball club. And now Taylor Ward seeing a better result as a result of the work that he had put in earlier today.
A lot of speed right here at the plate and at first base for the Jays.
1 ball, 1 strike on Jimenez with Straw at first base. One hopper right to Shonowell. He gets it to second base. Neto's throw to first. When he covers, too late.
Shonowell did a nice job of clearing that path to make sure he had a perfect throw to be able to get to second base. And Neto able to step on the base, just trying to find someone covering the bag. I mentioned Jimenez runs well, so it would have been a bang-bang play anyhow.
Shonowell has been burned before about throws that have hit the runner going to second base, and he has made a dramatic change with how much room and leverage he gives himself on those throws now.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Wayne. You see how far he gets into that infield grass to make sure he has a clear path to throw the ball to second base.
They're going to call Anderson on a balk here. First base umpire saying you can't shimmy and shake like that. Edwin Moscoso is the first base umpire.
Yeah, he gets called for that, even though he does that often. He does, I mean, he gets called for whatever reason quite a bit, and he tries to explain that he does that. And you can't review a balk call, and you can't even argue a balk call, actually.
Well, you can ask for an explanation, and that's what Ron Washington is doing here.
But that's what he does on that one. He's been called now. He got called last year on that play. He got called twice already this season on the exact same thing. Even though he does that,
it's the second time that an Angels pitcher has been called for a balk this year, and both times it's been Anderson. So 2 outs, and now Jimenez in scoring position with Bichette coming up. Bichette struck out his first time.
it becomes important, especially with Bichette at the plate and a runner in scoring position now. When you do that every time, you do it when you deliver the baseball home, you do it when you deliver with a man on first base, and have an umpire to call that.
It's supposed to deceive the runner in that case, and that's why Anderson gets called for that. He's all about his deception out there. That's his whole game.
Yes.
So Edwin Moscoso is messing with Anderson's gimmick right now.
I mean, and if there's another guy at first base at some point during this game, we'll be doing the same thing.
1 ball, 1 strike on Bichette with 2 outs, and Jimenez at second base. Check swing. Bichette all turned around on that cutter. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So that one almost feels like it's a slider there. Waiters is able to go down and in. That's like a back foot slider, though it is a cutter because he throws a little bit harder than he would a slider.
Jimenez running, but Bichette flails at a changeup and ends the inning. 2 strikeouts for Anderson against Bichette. 3 in the game as he ends the second.
If you know luxury, it's not just award-winning, it's rewarding. Saatva Mattresses supports all types of sleepers. Luxury is handcrafted and assembled in American factories and brought directly to you with our complimentary in-home delivery and setup service, which is why over 90% of customers would recommend Saatva to friends and family. Saatva, luxury mattresses made affordable.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
In between innings, Ron Washington talking to the home plate umpire Dave Rackley about Tyler Anderson's balk. Chris Guccione, the crew chief, coming in from third base as well. And this is the issue, is that Anderson kind of hesitated with that right leg. Now, you can make the argument that it's something that Anderson does often, and he's not trying to use it as a deception tool for the runner. As Yoan Moncada leads off here in the bottom of the second. Fouls off the first pitch. Let's send it down to Erica.
Yeah, what the umpire was telling Wash there was that TA can do the double pump when he's throwing towards home plate, but not when he's throwing towards first base. That's a distinction.
And that's where that deception of the runner comes into play. A balk does not include deceiving the batter. It's the deception of the runner, and that's why they call it, in that case, on the throw to first.
But for me, he does that every single pitch, so I don't understand how that's deception.
1 ball, 1 strike on Moncada as he rolls it over. And Jimenez makes the play, and Moncada rolls out his first at bat coming off the IL. A lot of time out for that deep bone bruise that Moncada had in his thumb. It was a quick rehab assignment, just a couple of games. Basically, it was just go make sure you could play at all. That's how badly the Angels want Moncada in there. They didn't want him wasting any at bats in the minor leagues.
Yeah, that's that defense gets so much better with him at third base. He could move Rengifo to second base.
Well, this has not been a very good defensive team. You know, Zach Neto has played extremely well at shortstop, and the defensive numbers are not great in most of the other positions, especially with Rengifo at third base. See if he improves at second base. From a defensive standpoint, what he really needs to improve is his offense. It has been a tough start here for Rengifo, who had 300 last year, played a half a season because of injuries, but when he was out there, he was as effective as ever offensively.
Yeah, I mean, you still, we know how well he hits the ball the other way with 2 strikes. You just want to see him turn on some pitches too, with more consistency with his bat speed.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Rengifo here. Hasn't had a lot of chances. You know, the Angels haven't faced many left-handed pitchers, so he hasn't had a lot of chances to bat from his natural side, the right side, which is his better side, which might pump his numbers up a little bit, but he hasn't had many chances.
Ureña is trying to be quick on this inning after all those pitches he threw in the first inning. It's a battle. Although you don't know how deep he's going to go in there anyhow in this game. Some pretty good pitchers following him up in the starting rotation for the Jays.
Ball's hit well to first, but Guerrero's right there, and he makes the play for the second out. 2 outs. Campero will bat after a drive with Hyundai.
A blind spot that's never out of sight. How it should be.
Campero, switch hitter, batting left-handed against Jose Ureña. As Campero shows bunt, takes ball 1.
It's part of his game, bunting, a lot of speed.
Two balls and no strikes here on Campero. Playing time has lessened a bit for Joe Adell. Joe has been maybe one of the few young players on this ball club that has not been able to provide a lot of thump offensively.
Tell you what today, Wayne, watching his batting practice, this was that early one along with Taylor Ward was out. He was hitting some baseballs that I haven't really seen any right-handed batter hit so far to right center field. I mean, it was about 10 rows deep in right center field, almost every swing in dead center field. Now it's batting practice. It doesn't mean anything unless it's during the game, but there was a lot of things to like about what I saw today from him.
There's no questioning the natural power of Joe Adell. He can hit a ball further than anybody in this ballpark. That includes Soler and Guerrero. Ball 4 to Campero. That speed is on the bases now with 2 outs. At the bottom of the order, I think you just get him started right away.
Yep. Take a shot.
Angels stole a base earlier. Neto in the first inning against Alejandro Kirk, who has thrown out only 5 of 21 base stealing attempts this year.
Yeah, just going back to Joe Adell real quickly, Wayne. What he did was, you know, we got rid of that leg kick, but he had a little bit more of a toe tap, a little bit higher toe tap, and then got the foot down.
Kyron Paris with a pop-up on the infield, so no time for Campero to even move around as Paris pops out to Clement on the first pitch.
Step up to the plate seat and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
SiriusXM's The Leadoff Spot is now on MLB Network. Join Steve Phillips and former MLB players Xavier Scruggs and Eduardo Perez for a recap of the night's action, preview of the day ahead, plus in-depth baseball interviews all season long on MLB Network.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will lead things off in the third inning, where his father certainly had many memories built up here at Angel Stadium. Vladimir Guerrero Sr., Baseball Hall of Famer who had some of his best days wearing halo red. But blue is the color of choice for Vlad Jr. Born in Montreal when his father was an Expo. Chopper here, Rengifo with the hurried play to get the out.
Yeah, you go back to Vlad Sr. when he had that big hit when the Angels finally were able to eliminate the Red Sox in the postseason.
The two Vladimir Guerreros. Look at Vlad Jr. in that picture when his dad was in Montreal. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he might not be, at the end of the day, as great of a hitter as his father. He might actually be as great of a hitter as his father. That's kind of TBD.
Yeah.
But one thing is certain, is that Vlad Jr. will make more money than Vlad Sr.
Yes, that's for sure. But I'll never forget going to Vlad's induction into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and Vlad Jr. was sitting right in front. I said, man, maybe one day you be there. He looked up, he goes, I don't know about that. And I'm thinking, well, maybe you might be up there with him. As good as he's going to be playing this game a long, long time. And as hard as he hits a baseball, he's got some great career numbers already. He's 26 years old.
Often in the history of the game where the son and the father matched up fairly equally in their skills. You know, think of the two Ken Griffeys, and one was clearly better than the other. Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonds, and so on and so forth. 3 balls, no strikes on Santander. Although Prince Fielder and Cecil Fielder did end up with the exact same number.
That was incredible.
Runs.
Yes. That's still mind-boggling. Same amount of home runs in the career.
So they were an exception to that, but you know, the two Guerreros, they might have a chance to be a father and son combo in Cooperstown.
Yeah, he went.
He certainly did. 3-2 on Santander. So Tyler Anderson can continue what's been a good run for him, especially from the third inning on. I mentioned it earlier. He's allowed just 3 total runs after the second inning in his 6 starts this season. Full count on Anthony Santander. Smack into the Blue Jay dugout, and I'm sure that was a tough one to get out of the way from, and hopefully everybody's okay. Man,
that got in so fast.
Somebody's going down into the tunnel there. You see Don Mattingly, the bench coach of the Blue Jays. Full count on Santander. Strike 3 called on the inside corner.
That was a strike right on the inside corner. Because the pitch earlier in the bat was pretty borderline too. This was right on the inside corner.
4th strikeout for Anderson.
That was a real nice job by O'Hoppe. Just a subtle lifting of the glove, presenting it well. Remember, swung at the first pitch. That first at bat, a lot of damage throughout his career on the first pitch.
Springer inside outs this one toward first. Shonowell in foul ground makes it a quick inning. 1-2-3.
Wearing regular shoes feels this cramped. Or glide step wide fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins feel like this. With Skechers slip-ins, just step in, no bending down, no touching my shoes. Try wide fit Skechers slip-ins.
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch one.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore. Celebrate Mom at Angel Stadium this Mother's Day. That's Sunday, May 11th. First 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a clear belt bag with decorative strap, courtesy of SoCal Gas. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info. Now we're going to show some moms around the ball.
Yes.
That's how we do this.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
just good television right
Yes,
here.
it is.
What a great director we have, I feel.
Yes, I think so, too.
You know, it doesn't matter how long you've been directing. If you watch baseball, they do a Mother's Day promo. They show moms. That's it. Any director could do that, frankly.
Oh, you made Max feel really good in there, director.
Zach Neto leading off here in the bottom of the third. Singled and scored in the first. Came home on Taylor Ward's 2-run homer.
Max is running up here. He's going to drop the gloves. It is hockey playoffs, and we're playing Toronto here. Maple Leafs playing well in the postseason.
Oh, don't jinx them. There's a fly ball to left, hit pretty well. Back out for it is Straw. Has some room though onto the track, and he makes the catch. Just off the end of the bat a bit. Neto couldn't quite drive it all the way out.
It would have been interesting up there at Rogerson. That baseball would fly in that ballpark.
He had a lot of home runs up there in Toronto. Angels will be there 4th of July. By the way, there is one team in Canada, 1 out of 30. How are they home on the 4th of July? The schedule makers couldn't find a team for them to play on the road on July 4th. So that an American team has to be in Canada on 4th of July? What is that?
Oh, you should be a schedule maker.
Well, they used to have that one couple did it forever, but now they just stick it into the algorithms and they, you know, this throws out a schedule. That's fine, but make sure the Blue Jays are on the road on the 4th of July. Is that so hard? Shonowell with a fly ball to center.
He stood up and made that play that time, Varsho. You never know with him.
2 up, 2 down. Maybe we could make the schedule. We could stand upside down and do it.
Yes, catch it backwards. I tell you, that Hunter Renfroe catch, they were both incredible.
Hunter Renfroe had that no-look catch in Oakland on opening day a couple of years ago. Here's Jorge Soler with 2 outs. He hits a shot out to left center field. Dalton Varsho is back. He's at the wall. He's got it. Well, I thought Soler had just enough there, but he just missed. And Varsho held it in to end the inning.
A star is born, talking about Jackson Churio.
Churio flips the scoreboard with a 4-pointer. Kid's coming into his own right before our eyes.
That truly believe in the presence and the person that Jackson Chourio is.
You have to love the versatility he brings. He can play left field, he can play right field.
Youngest player in MLB history to record 20-plus homers, 20-plus stolen bases.
This is the first Brewer that had 2 home runs in a postseason game.
Jackson Chourio! Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
Deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue. Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch 1.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore.
Tyler Anderson, we talked about how effective his changeup could be. 4 strikeouts today so far, 2 on his changeup, getting chases below the strike zone and out of the zone. That's so important for Tyler Anderson to get those swing and misses with that pitch. Take a look at our key player profile as far as the changeup usage this season. Tops as far as changeup usage, 36.3. A couple more strikeouts with his changeup. Already now 17 strikeouts with his changeup this season with the 2 tonight.
Alejandro Kirk leads things off here in the 4th inning. Kirk with the base hit his first time. 0 for 10 against Anderson in his career entering tonight. Turns on this one, hits it hard to left toward the line. Long run after it. Taylor Ward. He makes the running catch. What a play by Ward.
Well, he covered some serious ground off the bat. I was thinking, oh, that's going to bounce into the stands for a double. But what a play by Taylor Ward on that. You see where he's playing. He's playing left center field. Take a look at our Allstate Good Hands replay. That's a lot of ground to cover. He's going to run into that short wall there, but a great play. Taylor Ward, just a great route and direction he took to get to that baseball. That's some serious ground he covered. Nice play. That's a big play, especially if you're on the mound, a pitcher. You get a play like that defensively, you feel much better about getting through an inning now.
Squibbing ground ball foul.
That had some serious English on it.
That was a good play by Taylor Ward. Unlike this play in the White Sox-Royals game tonight, the bottom of the 9th inning, Chase Meidroth of the White Sox had a pop fly in the infield go right off his head.
That's not using your head then, I guess, right?
It's an infield pop-up. I don't think we've ever seen that before. Swing and a miss by Varsho. Canseco's off the hook. It led to the Royals coming back to win the game. Kansas City ended up scoring 2 runs after that in the bottom of the 9th inning. That's an all-timer. What would you have done as a pitcher?
Oh, I'll pick you up. I got you covered.
2-2 on Dalton Varsho. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. And a changeup left on left for a strikeout.
I mean, when you think about his career numbers, he's pitching really well so far with his changeup. Even if he makes contact with that, he's pulling that one foul or off his foot. This is a good changeup again. That's now the 3rd strikeout with his changeup tonight. Showing enough of his fastball to make that changeup that much more effective.
Clement fouls one back. 5 strikeouts for Anderson. At least 4 of them have been on the changeup. The only one that might not have been was the Santander backward K. But the two to Bichette, yeah, the two to Bichette and the two to Varsho were both changing. The ball's in a strike on Clement. It says on the video board Ernie Clement excelled in baseball in high school. Well, I hope so.
Yes. That's pretty good to know.
Yeah, that's excellent. 1 ball, 1 strike on Clement. It says hockey too, which is important for Blue Jay fans.
That name is big with the Philadelphia Flyers when they won their Stanley Cups with Clements.
When was that? In the 70s?
Wow. Said he won back-to-back Stanley Cups. We don't have to mention what decade that was in.
2-1. The Broad Street Bullies, right?
Yes.
Ernie Clement with a pop-up to shallow right. Shallowell with the squeeze to end the inning. Well, Anderson, as he typically does, settling in the middle of the game. He's retired 8 straight.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Gone! Anthony Swanson.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Arco top-tier play. Taylor Ward driving out a home run.
Practice makes perfect. Dead center. 2-run home run, 7th home run of the year for Taylor Ward.
Fouls this one off. No balls and 1 strike.
After both pitchers threw a lot of pitches in the first inning. Anderson with 23, Ureña with 30. Both have settled down. Been efficient since.
Outside of the strikeouts, which again kind of throw these numbers askew, but Taylor Ward has never hit the ball harder in his career more consistently. He's never barreled the ball more consistently in his career than he has this season. You know, he is hitting with more launch angle, which could lead to more fly ball outs instead of having the doubles and home runs pile up. You can make more outs that way by hitting the ball a little bit higher. Swing and a miss here as Ward chases on the changeup. The strikeouts have been an issue though as well. They've been higher than normal for Ward, but a lot of those metrics point to the fact that the base hits and the long base hits should be coming for Taylor Ward if that kind of contact stays out.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some times he's been caught guessing wrong, but once he gets the confidence going, his timing together, that process will change quite a bit.
Hoppy taking ball 1. Right now the offense has been carried by Zach Neto and Logan O'Hoppe. The Angels, I think they would like those guys to be main contributors behind some of their veteran players. When Trout comes back, he'll be one of them. But Luis Rengifo and Taylor Ward need to be at the top as far as the production is concerned for this ball club. And then the guys like Neto and O'Hoppe and Shonowell can fill in. That ball is rocketed. Clement knocks it down. He'll have no play. It's a base hit.
That was a double at least down the line. That was really a solid play. That ball was rocketed. Even though he's unable to make the play, it was 105 miles on hot corner. prevented an extra base hit on it.
The man is on for Moncada, who grounded out his first time.
You see, he's frustrated he didn't make that play, but that's a rocket. 105 at the hot corner.
That ball's hit well, too, out to right center field. Back for it, Santander makes the catch right in front of the wall. He was in a good position to make that play. Shaded toward the gap to begin with, and Moncada hit it sharply, but out two away.
It's good to see that swing there from Moncada. That was also 104.7 off the bat. So back-to-back at bats. The Halos have hit the ball 104.7. That's a good swing. One of the best swings you've seen from Moncada.
Well, they've been batting left-handed that the bone bruise was really seeping in against Moncada.
Well, Santander plays really deep out in right field. That's the only reason why I was able to get to that ball rather easily.
Basically camped under it.
Yeah.
It was 104 off the bat to the warning track. Ball one to Luis Rengifo, but now that he's able to hit left-handed, Moncada's pretty much at full strength. And defense and batting right-handed was never the problem for him. It was only really hitting left-handed. Ball one strike on Rengifo, grounded out his first time.
And staying back with his hands on a changeup, though. That's important for Rengifo. He's out in front on that one, trying to stay back. And back to a changeup again.
One ball, two strikes. Ball hit hard but foul.
Well, if he hits that down the line, he'll be running for quite some time. Santander playing right center.
Triples territory. It's not a ballpark where you see many triples, but Rengifo did put one in that corner. He probably would get 3 bases out of it. Still 1-2. Ureña misses with the changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ureña has won major league appearance this year through 68 pitches, so it's getting close to that number already. You might get one more inning out of him if you're Toronto. Ureña filling the number 5 starter role right now, which has been kind of a revolving door for the Blue Jays this year. Max Scherzer has been out for a while with a thumb injury.
Snyder's got to be pretty happy with what he's seen from him so far tonight. Other than that home run by Taylor Ward, he's been pretty solid.
Full count. There is Scherzer with his dual colored eyes in effect.
Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer.
Over 3,000 career strikeouts for Scherzer. Rengifo loops one to the right side. It is grabbed on the short hop by Jimenez, a 3-time Gold Glove winner. He makes that play to end the inning.
I'm Jesse's uncertainty, and I really thought house projects were my time to shine. One little, are you sure? He gets stuck before he even got started. But Jesse's changed. Because of Thumbtack. With their guides, he knows exactly what to do and who to hire. And his house is looking great. Where does that leave me?
Uncertainty doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
Why would I use Hims to have my ED meds delivered to my door? I love pharmacy lines.
Why would I use clinically proven ingredients to regrow my hair through Hims? I love wearing hats 24/7.
Why would I choose weight loss treatment I can afford through Hims? I love selling off my prized possessions.
Why wouldn't I get high quality care I can trust? I love Hims. Get treatment you'll actually love at hims.com.
See, Tyler Anderson's fastball has been his most valuable pitch this year, as Anderson has been up there with some of the better fastballs in all of baseball. Now the difference is those guys are in the 93 to 97 category. Anderson's doing it with 88. How's he doing it?
And it's amazing when those guys throw a lot of fastballs too. A number of them throw a high majority of their pitches fastball, because what makes Tyler so good with his fastball is so many hitters are looking off speed, and he's able to hit this spot, especially upper quadrants of the strike zone, with his fastball. When they're sitting off speed, he's gotten the fastball by him.
It's pretty remarkable to see it laid out that way, that Anderson's fastball has had a run value of the guys who have some of the best fastballs in Major League Baseball.
It is amazing.
Miles Straw hits a fly ball to the right field line, foul.
There's a four-seam fastball right there. And you see how late he was on that. It's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, and he's late because he's sitting off speed. By the way, that was a great play by Jimenez. They have a number of Gold Glove winners on their defensive side for the Jays. One of them being Jimenez, Vlad, Varsho, Straw.
The ball's 2 strikes. Alejandro Kirk is certainly Gold Glove worthy as well behind the plate for the Blue Jays. Kirk hasn't won one yet, but right before it's over.
He should, just from his pitch framing abilities and his throwing arm.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
This guy you want to get out, a lot of speed here. Base hit his first at bat.
Which is down, taps one to third. There's Moncada with a slick defensive play and a strong throwing arm to retire the speedy Straw. One out here in the 5th inning. The Angels believe that with Moncada at third base, it'll settle the left side of their infield.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
So here is Jimenez, a 3-time Gold Glove winner already. He's only 26 years old. He was traded from Cleveland to Toronto in the offseason. Initially in the Mets organization, he was dealt to the Guardians when the Mets got Francisco Lindor from Cleveland.
Can run, tremendous fielder.
Weaves through that, and it's 0-2. Anderson's fastball run value last year was -12. This year it's +6. His changeup last year was the 2nd best changeup in all of baseball. His run value on his changeup last season was +17. Looping liner left center coming over is Paris. He can't get it. It gets by him. Taylor Ward, though, backs it up, fires it into second too late. Jimenez hustles into second base with a double.
That changeup a little bit more of the plate, I think, than Tyler Anderson wanted. Because he had him chasing the pitch before. An aggressive play, but it's one of those plays too with Jimenez be able to keep that in front. He's holding there with single. As aggressive as you love to see that from Kyron Paris, that's going to be a tough catch. Play that in front, keeping it with single.
Paris gives up the extra base, and Jimenez now in scoring position. Here's Bichette, who takes ball 1. Bichette has struck out twice today. Both times on Anderson's changeup, which has helped him record 4 of his 5 strikeouts so far. Anderson had to retire 9 in a row since Miles Straw had a base hit in the 2nd inning. Blue Jays only have 2 hits now since the 1st, when they put up 2 runs on 3 hits with Springer's homer.
And the last time Jimenez was stealing third base, Bichette struck out. He's got 9 stolen bases. He's only been caught once.
Blue Jays run a pretty healthy amount, but Jimenez their team leader. Bichette bounces one to the hole. It's Neto with the backhand pick. One hop throw across in time.
Boy, that's how special of a player Zach Neto is. And a good scoop there by Shonwell at first base. That looked like it was destined to be an infield hit, even a potential hit through the infield. He's picked up some steam, got it by Moncada, but a great play by Zach Neto. I was going to say you got a chance to walk Vlad Jr., and you do.
Very quick release on that throw. Bichette still runs really well, but he was out by plenty. Ron Washington was talking the other day about Neto's arm. We haven't really seen him let one rip yet, but he says that's more of a mental block than anything else because physically he's capable.
It's a big part of the game right here.
Guerrero's at first after the intentional walk. It's a strike in there to Santander.
I think you have no choice with Vlad coming up there. You have to. You know, Santander last season was as good as anybody in the game hitting baseball. This season is a little bit different, but Vlad Jr. is just crushing everything.
You can't let Guerrero beat you in this spot. Santander now has the count his favor 2-1. Last year a first-time All-Star. 44 home runs and had a career high 102 RBIs. It's been a slow start as a Blue Jay, making that long-term deal in the offseason.
I wonder if we'll get him to try to chase a changeup here now. He's going back inside on him. Froze him. That's that fastball again. A lot of us former pitchers, we never got that fastball back all that often right there.
Santander has hit just 139 with men in scoring position so far this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Just an outstanding job by Tyler Anderson right there to get that swing and miss on the changeup after a fastball was painted downstairs. T.A. dealing once again.
Right this second, at some drive-through somewhere,
I'll have a...
someone really wants a soda. Which just feels like a whole lot of sugar to have in broad daylight.
Hello?
She's thinking.
Are you okay?
I'm thinking.
See? What if there were a better soda?
Hurry up!
Okay, I'm gonna freak out. It's a drive-through, not a confession booth. Show of a poppy, please.
Okay, wait. 5 grams of sugar? That's actually an amazing call.
Good, right?
Uh-huh. It is good.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than old-school pills. Plus, tadalafil, the active ingredient in Cialis, stays in your system for long-lasting results. Faster acting and long-lasting? We got you. See if Sparks are right for you at ro.co/sparks.
Visit angels.com/ticket plans or call 714-4ANGELS for more info on the ticket package that's best for you. Pick the games and don't miss out on great seats at the best price. Angels.com/ticket plans or call 714-4ANGELS.
Went way up there for the bunt. Still trying to compare him.
Bunted foul on the first pitch from the new pitcher for Toronto. Actually, it's Chad Green warming up in the bullpen, but José Ureña is still out there. Green getting ready for the Blue Jays. Ureña had 68 pitches after this one. As Campero squibs it foul. Ureña allowed 2 runs in the first. He's only given up 1 hit since then. Matching Tyler Anderson's pace to this point. It'll be 2 more hitters here. Campero, then Paris, then the top of the order. And that's when will be the 3rd time around. That's why Green is getting ready quickly down there.
Campero will battle. Worked the walk first time up.
Blue Jays also signed Spencer Turnbull to be their 5th starter ultimately, although Turnbull needs more time to get ready. He's been dealing with a lat injury since the second half of last year.
Good news, Hunter Strickland has signed a minor league deal with the Angels.
A bloop from Campero, and he hurt himself on the swing. He flies out to Santander, and he's slow to get up. Kind of twisted his ankle or what, but he's walking pretty gingerly. One out in the inning as Campero gets some attention. Down to get that one, and I guess he just kind of twisted his left ankle on the swing.
Yeah, not comfortable walking back. Wouldn't be surprised if Joe Adell enters the game now. You see right there as he's trying to pivot and go. His back leg, back ankle.
So one out now. Paris will be the batter. He fouled out his first time.
Sinker ball pitcher. This could be a good at bat here for Kyron Paris if he gets one of those sinkers in lower third.
It's in there for a strike. Is that one of those torpedo bats he's using?
Sure looks like that though.
It does. I know that some of the players were having them ordered in. As Paris whiffs on the slider there. No balls and 2 strikes.
Back-to-back sliders too.
See the label is down more toward the handle, which is usually indicative of it being one of those torpedo bats. Harris with a base hit to center, so maybe it was.
Went to the slider one too many times.
0-2 pitch, and Paris lines it through. So
now you got some speed now too. That might be it now.
Tell with Green warming up once they got through 18. And the bottom part of the order for a second time, that Ureña was not going to be out there to face Neto for the 3rd time. So John Schneider will take the ball. Chad Green will face Neto in a moment.
Kansas City's hot. They are relentless. And Bobby Witt Jr. is piping hot. One big swing from the Royal superstar.
The greatest player on earth right now.
You become like a massive, massive force.
Salute indeed to El Capitan.
You have to work more. You have to sacrifice yourself more.
That's the type of baseball that wins come postseason.
Just the team that we have, just doing things one pitch at a time, one inning at a time. It's just so much fun.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
Angels Baseball and FanDuel Sports Network brought to you by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. By Jack in the Box, there's so much free food on the new Jack app, your wallet's going to miss you. And by the OC Healthcare Agency, navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Home half of the 5th inning, and the Blue Jays have changed pitchers. Chad Green now in the game to face Zach Neto. Green, a veteran, it's his 3rd year with the Blue Jays. José Ureña not too bad tonight. Green, the former Yankee, had some really good seasons pitching in the bullpen for New York.
He's got a pretty firm fastball, 94-97 slider changeup.
A career high 17 saves last year. This year he's given up a lot of home runs. Runner going on the first pitch. Paris tries for second, and he's safe. No, he's out. He came off the bag. It looked like Paris beat it initially, but he was not able to hold second base. And the Angels will not challenge.
Didn't have a whole lot of area to be able to get to that base also. Granted, the throw brought Jimenez right there and covering the bag. You see right there, just gets the hand in there quickly, but unable to stay connected.
That hand just did not hook the bag. It came right off with that oven mitt on. Doesn't provide a lot of traction as Neto couldn't hold his swing.
Yeah, he definitely beat it there initially. Did a great jump, how fast he is.
And a good job by Jimenez to keep the tag on. You know, sometimes we see infielders, they don't keep the tag on. And when a runner comes off the bag like that, he's able to get back. But Jimenez kept the tag on the whole time. Paris came off the base.
First time he's been caught this season. Still had a great jump. Initially was safe, but couldn't hold the bag. It's just one stolen base against Green this year. 4 have been caught. He's pretty quick to the plate. And Kirk throwing out another base stealer. Mentioned 25% coming in. Although Neto stole a base first inning.
It's Neto batting here with a count 3 balls and a strike. That closes the book on Ureña. 2 runs allowed in 4 1/3 innings. Blue Jays will take that from a guy they just signed yesterday to fill this start today. It's a foul ball, 3-2. Tomorrow the Blue Jays will have their regular rotation back involved with Jose Barrios facing the former Blue Jay Kikuchi. Thursday night, Soriano against Chris Bassett, who's thrown the ball well so far this year. Neto inside outs, 1 foul.
Backup slider got away with that one.
Green hasn't gotten away with many. He's allowed 6 home runs in 15 innings. 3 in his last 4 appearances.
If he throws another slide like that could be another one.
If he doesn't, it's a good one, and he strikes out Neto.
That's a great baseball comment, and good guess, by the way. Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera. He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
Joe Adell is now in the ball game in right field for the Angels after Campero seemed to tweak his ankle while batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Adell will be in that number 8 spot in the order. And Tyler Anderson facing George Springer to start the 6th inning. It's ball 1 to Springer, who homered earlier for the only 2 Blue Jay runs. Taylor Ward did the same for the Angels in the bottom of the 1st. Blue Moon bright spot. Springer's bright spot is anytime he sees a fastball. So change up there.
That's why you throw him a change up.
These guys know the numbers, certainly. Anderson's done a really nice job yet again tonight, trying for his 4th straight quality start. Tried to sneak the fastball by Springer there, and he got a pop up and foul ground.
Tied him up enough on it.
1 ball, 2 strikes on George Springer, the former Astro. Got a big contract to settle in Canada.
He's been a great player for a lot of years.
1 ball and 2 strikes. In front of that, but he stayed back long enough to foul it.
Yeah, only because that changeup was up a little bit. Down, he's unable to make contact with it.
Kirk and Varsho will follow here in the 6th inning. Well, 2 teams that have largely struggled to score runs. For the Blue Jays, even in their wins, they've averaged under 5 runs per game. They have the 2nd fewest runs per game of any team in their wins so far this year. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Nice job even with cutter on that one. Kind of started on the back door. Gets that lower middle part of the plate.
New season high in strikeouts. That's 7 for Anderson.
Got a nice little spin to that cutter.
His career high is 10. He did that once last year against the Cubs at Wrigley Field last July. Here's Alejandro Kirk, tough guy to strike out.
Taylor Ward made a great play on him last at bat. Still playing well over in left center field.
And Kirk hits the ball the other way a lot. That's why the outfield is shifted that way. Ward did track one down toward the left field line. And Kirk's last at bat. Turned him around there, and it's hard to believe.
How was that not a swing?
Edwin Moscoso, the first base umpire. Let's see it on the replay from his angle. And that is a swing.
It's nearly a full swing.
Now, in the 1950s, that's how the check swings looked. You could check swing pretty much all the way around. Maybe Edwin Moscoso was having himself a throwback night.
Well, I know back in the 80s and 90s in the American League, you almost had to fall down there. It was more of an offensive league with the DH, and the National League had the pitcher hit. That was old school American League right there.
There you go.
Almost fall down swinging.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Kirk. Chopper to short. Neto on an easy play. That's called a Sunday hop, although it's a Tuesday night. 2 up, 2 down. It's a goopy Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
Terry Smith has your record. Oh, need a win tonight.
Yes, got to get back to 500. Not that we're counting.
Well, someone is over there. The Angels say Campero left with what we saw, a left ankle problem. 2 outs as Varsho bats. He has struck out both times he's come up tonight. Squibber Moncada had it played perfectly. He was right there in on the grass. Easy play to end the inning. Now Tyler Anderson, another strong outing. Quality start so far. 2 runs in 6 innings.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin. Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
Snakes alive.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
The Mets were a great story last season.
It's gone. He did it. He did it.
You got to think the expectations are sky high. They know that they're built to win.
I love the additions.
Juan Soto to the Mets. It's real.
This is landscape changing that changes the arc of the Mets.
Want to make a dynasty.
Really like their bullpen a lot.
The ball game is over. Put it in the book.
It's going to take everything from everybody.
We got to stay together and we got to post up.
The Big A looking stylish this Friday, May 9th. The first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a quilted quarter zip courtesy of Memorial Care. When your Halos take on the Orioles, visit angels.com/promotions.
Can we look any more stylish? What do you think, Wade?
Who got quicker, Chad Green to face the third time through the order, or us putting these shirts on?
Yeah, that was like bam
12 seconds ago.
Yes.
We got handed these about 12 seconds ago.
It's all about being quick. Lightning fast.
Quick draw McGraw over here.
Yes. These things are incredibly comfortable, especially where the weather's been.
They are. Oh, yes, thank you. My collar was fixated.
You're going back in the 80s, popping the collar up there, huh?
Yeah, you got to pop the collar.
Yes.
That's the way to do it with these quilted quarter zips.
Oh, there's no
And for all that, now they've turned the lights off on us. So we're back to just watching the game.
Yes, I think so.
2 balls, 1 strike on Shonowell.
After all that stylish look, we're back. We're back in the dark shadows.
No question. That ball hit hard on the ground right at Guerrero. Green's over to cover, but they don't need him. 1 out. Well, Kia's going to drive us to our next wardrobe change. 1 out. Soler is the batter here. Angels have only managed 4 hits tonight against 2 Blue Jay pitchers. Ureña for 4 1/3. Chad Green has recorded 3 outs.
Nasty slide, a little bit off the plate, called a strike.
Ball's 1 strike now on Soler, who's flied out a couple of times tonight. Rounds this one, and it took a bad hop, but still Clement was able to hook it and throw out Soler. 2 outs. The Angels offense continuing to sputter here. It's been a 3-week stretch where they have scored their fewest runs in a 21-game span since 1992. We mentioned that 92 team. Nobody hit more than 12 home runs the whole year. It's not really the case for this Angels team. They have power. Trout has hit 9 home runs. He's not in there now. Will Hoppy's hit 9. Taylor Ward hit his 7th earlier. Soler's hit 6. So there's power in this lineup. They've not been able to produce much in terms of scoring here lately.
And another slider off the plate, called a strike.
Someone just messaged us and said we look like stepbrothers in a
Oh, that's a compliment, right? Well, we know Will Ferrell's a big baseball fan, so that's a plus.
And so's Riley, too.
Yes.
Maybe they're tuning in tonight.
Especially with the Kings being over for Will Ferrell now.
You had to go there, didn't you? Taylor Ward
He's trying to say he's a big Kings fan.
Ward's on base as the Angels get a man on here with 2 outs. This is the 99th year in a row the Kings got knocked out by the Oilers.
Wow, you're really going there. Patrick O'Neill's not going to be real happy with that one.
Strike to O'Hoppy. Well, it's the Gretzky Bowl, the Oilers and the Kings.
He doesn't take many first pitch fastballs, O'Hoppy, too.
Lines this one to right center field. That's a base hit. Ward will stay at second base. Want to run on Varsho. A couple of base runners with 2 outs. Ward walked, and O'Hoppy has his 2nd hit today. He's really been locked in.
So good on elevated pitch. That was a slider upstairs. Now you got your shot. Moncada had a nice swing. His last at bat, might not get a chance here to bat against Green, though. Hanging slider and rocketed into the outfield.
Got a lefty up in the bullpen, so they're going to turn Moncada to his better side.
That's 2 baseballs in a row. O'Hoppy's hit over 104 miles per hour for base hits.
New pitcher coming in for Toronto.
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. They're
Wallace barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch one.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Angels Baseball and FanDuel Sports Network, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover a movement that inspires. By UCI Health, compassionate expert care for everyone in the region. Learn more at ucihealth.org. And by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga, conveniently located right off the I-15 in Temecula. Big hit early in this game from Taylor Ward, a two-run homer. Now the Angels are looking for a base hit with 2 outs in the 6th against new Blue Jays pitcher, rookie left-hander Mason Fluharty.
He's been really good so far. An ERA just barely over 2. A whip of 0.69. Opponent batting average is 100 against him.
A slider specialist, and there is a first pitch cutter to Yoan Moncada, batting from his stronger side. It's interesting the Blue Jays would turn him around to bat right-handed when his issues have been hitting left-handed.
And Straw's playing almost on the left field line, expecting him to pull this slider or cutter.
Time is called by Moncada. Fluharty was a 5th-round pick of the Blue Jays in 2022, made his major league debut this year.
Pretty strong arms in the outfield here all the way around with the Jays.
Good defensive team. Moncada lifts a fly ball, easy for Varsho. And that ends the innings. A couple of base runners, but no runs. Angels and Blue Jays still tied.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive.
A showstopper.
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not? The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
SiriusXM's The Leadoff Spot is now on MLB Network. Join Steve Phillips and former MLB players Xavier Scruggs and Eduardo Perez for a recap of the night's action, preview of the day ahead, plus in-depth baseball interviews all season long on MLB Network.
Excellent once again tonight.
And he's just been using all his pitches so effective, showing that fastball to set up his changeup. His cutter has been solid, working ahead of the count, throwing a lot of strikes. It's the one walk, and that was an intentional walk to Vlad Jr. So another outstanding performance by Tyler Anderson, giving the Halos an opportunity here to be able to pull this one off late.
Season high 7 strikeouts for Anderson. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud.
See those strikeouts, just a couple barely in the lower part of the strike zone. A lot of chases well out of the zone with his changeup and four-seam fastball.
It's line fair down the left field line by Ernie Clement. Ward plays it out of the corner. Clement with a double, and that's how this 7th inning begins. A lot of trust right now in the bullpen, and rightfully so. Anderson trying to extend himself beyond this 7th inning here.
Let's get it right down there. Keeps it fair. This is more of a conversation right now, too. Also, to go over bunt defense.
Ryan Johnson readying in the bullpen. Anderson will try to pitch out of some trouble now. Leadoff double, as we hear from Jack in the Box.
My Nashville hot popcorn chicken. So much deliciousness starting at $6.99.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Here's Johnson. He's been labeled as a 7th inning man now for the Angels. Ron Washington has it set up with Johnson being their 7th inning guy, Zephyr John the 8th inning, and Jansen the 9th inning in close games. He's hoping this configuration, along with the signings, or at least the call-ups of Hector Neris and Connor Brogdon, a couple of veterans that have been added to the bullpen today, can help change the formula a little bit down there. Brock Burke and Reed Detmer's available from the left side. As Anderson will go to work here against Miles Straw.
Washington heard exactly what he wanted to hear from Tyler Anderson, feeling he could get him out here, but also feels his position pretty well. I would imagine this could be a bunt. Straw, very good bunter, tremendous speed too.
Corners are closing in. Shonowell already on the grass at first base, and Moncada is close at third. Straw doesn't show a bunt on the first pitch and takes a strike.
12 sacrifice bunts in his career, including 2 this season.
Pretty surprising if he doesn't try to bunt here, but he didn't on the first pitch. Doesn't show a bunt here either, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike now on Straw.
So a lot of trust at the very least he'll hit a ball to the right side of the infield, and with the infield corners in, not an easy play for an infielder.
Leadoff double with Clement at second base, the go-ahead run. Straw fouls 1 back, so now 2 strikes, and he's probably not going to bunt at all in this at bat.
I got a chance for that strikeout. Not a big strikeout guy, but today so far it has been a big pitch, a big out for him with 7 of them. Season high, looking for number 8 here. Looking for that chase on the changeup, maybe out of the zone, like we showed in our StatCast.
Straw is typically one of the tougher hitters to strike out, although in this day and age that just means he strikes out less, not none.
Choking up on the bat, trying to make contact.
It's it right to third. Moncada will get it across the diamond for the out. Well,
huge out.
Strikeout anyway.
Yep, keeping him at second base. Good pitch there. That's a good sequence. He went with his cutter to get that ground ball.
As we've talked about throughout the night, the Angels are just better set up now defensively on the left side with Moncada's return. It's noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see how good those hands are.
So 1 out sets up a lefty-lefty matchup with Jimenez. This could be the last batter for Anderson with Bichette on deck, although Bichette's been held in check tonight. Good pitch, 0-1.
And back with another really good cutter. Good depth in his cutter today.
Jimenez with a double earlier. He was also able to reach on a fielder's choice. Back in the 2nd inning. No balls and a strike. And with the cutter again, 0-2.
You got to be ready now if you're Moncada, I think, over third base if he comes back to that same exact pitch.
And the longest outing of the season now for Anderson at 6 1/3.
A tough time with that pitch down and away this entire season.
Ground ball, hooked it to the right side. It's Rengifo over there. And that's 2 away now with Clement going to third.
Be a pitching change now. Great job again by Tyler Anderson. What an outstanding performance.
6 2/3 innings. It'll be another quality start. It'll be Ryan Johnson's job to keep it tied after a wonderful outing by Tyler Anderson.
Roar is back in Motown.
Right now in Major League Baseball, we have a new Tiger King. Tarek Skubal owns this mound.
Look at him walking off the mound. This guy's a nightmare.
This kid's special, doing it all.
Riley Green saves the day.
Does everything on the field, plays great defense, can steal bags.
He's a monster.
If I'm on time, I know my swing is going to be in the best spot possible for me to hit the ball.
Riley Green tears into another one.
That's the Tigers, baby.
Let's talk Orioles. A powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch one.
It's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore.
Tyler Anderson has been outstanding. He might be on his way to a third All-Star game.
I mean, the way he goes out and competes, his preparation is outstanding also. He'll be ready to go, ready to prepare for his next start already tomorrow. But what a job he did here tonight. And Ryan Johnson is trying to keep this game tied. After a great performance by Anderson again.
What is this music that Johnson feels like Evanescence? What is this? Bo Bichette at the plate here. He's 0 for 3. Ryan Johnson trying to keep it tied. First pitch in there for a strike, the sweeper.
I'm still waiting for somebody to come into Baba O'Reilly as a bullpen arm.
We're gonna have to go teach them what that song is.
Yes.
That's the breaking ball again for a strike. Same spot, and it's 0-2. Johnson painting those first two. Bichette 0 for 3 today, a couple of strikeouts. Angels trying to keep it tied in the 7th. Ryan Johnson out of the bullpen. And Bichette trying to lay off. He did. Ball
Yeah, he
one.
definitely held up on that one. Good try, though, especially after two really good ones. Try to get him to expand.
One ball, 2 strikes. That's in there, strike 3.
What a pitch. Ryan Johnson.
This froze Bichette. The Blue Jays strand the tying run at third. Tyler Anderson gets a no decision for a great effort tonight.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball.
I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Turn on baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning. Experience live baseball in a whole new way with up to 4 games on a single screen.
He is on fire.
MLB Big Inning, every game night on MLB.tv.
The Big A, Friday, May 23rd, as the Angels host Miami. The first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive an Angels vest, courtesy of Mid-O Tire. Visit angels.com/promotions for details.
Miami walked off the Dodgers today.
They did. The Marlins defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers, the mighty Dodgers, tonight. Luis Rengifo leads off the bottom of the 7th and takes a pitch that was never in the zone.
Yeah, that outside corner has been called a lot.
It's unbelievable. Dave Rackley, the home plate umpire. Some close games throughout the major leagues tonight. One game in Chicago that was close until it wasn't.
Yeah, that was a few runs scored to that with the runner to start off at second base.
Giants beat the Cubs at Wrigley 14-5 in 11 innings.
So that ghost runner made it around twice.
Yeah, he was scaring everybody tonight. 9 runs in the top of the 11th for San Francisco. Atlanta walked off the Reds 2-1. They beat them in 10 innings. I was surprised yesterday about the discourse involving Matt Olson when the Reds left fielder, Tyler Callahan, I think was his name, crashed into the wall and broke his left arm and dropped the ball. So another line drive into the Blue Jay dugout. So Matt Olson ran the bases while they were trying to figure out, the left fielder was hurt, the ball was in play. Yeah, Scherzer's good to go. 2 thumbs up, yes. If only. But people were saying that the Olson should have stopped running. That's ridiculous.
No.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Rengifo as he swings and misses on a fastball from Fluharty. But I mean, if an injury happens, the play continues. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
1 out here in the 7th inning. 2-2 is the score, and it's been that way since the first. Joe Adell wasn't even in the game then. He came on later after Gustavo Campero left with an ankle injury.
Well, if he can correlate what he did earlier today into a swing here, then Halos will have a lead.
Plenty of power from Adell. Ball 1 from Fluharty. Just 2 home runs so far. Adell has had a whole lot of trouble hitting the fastball. He's at under 100 on fastballs.
And it's surprising what he did with a fastball last season.
It's unfathomable.
That's a swing and miss. Speaking of swing and misses, Tyler Anderson had 14 swing and misses today.
He's been outstanding in this right-handed heavy lineup for the Blue Jays. Righties are the ones that have been dominated by Anderson so far this year. They'll continue tonight. Cutter at 89. It's gotten by Adell a couple of times here. The Rangers beat Boston tonight 6-1 with Brett Boone as their new hitting coach. From the shadows, Brett Boone has emerged.
Yes, he spent a lot of years watching his dad play in an Angels uniform here at the Big A.
Boone
and doing some damage as a Seattle Mariner here in this yard.
Pretty good career himself, Brett Boone. Of course, his brother Aaron, the manager of the Yankees. That's a little bit low, ball 3.
Oof. Looked like a pretty good pitch. 3-2. He's about 57% of the time will throw a slider or 3-2. That's all over the lower part of the strike zone. Got to break on that one. Got to be ready to swing the bat here. See if he can make good contact.
We'll count on Adell. Popped it up. Jimenez with the catch, 2 outs. Kyron Paris will hit after we hear more about California Community College.
Start your future at a California community college. Enroll today and apply for financial aid at icangotocollege.com.
Blue Jays will change pitchers after Fluharty retires all 3 that he faces.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Force at the front of the rotations.
The guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
This is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Pantera can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
La Pantera.
Team is having a talent show. What would be your talent?
Solving a Rubik's Cube in under 40 seconds.
Wow, you can do that?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not that talented outside of this game. I could probably do karaoke, though. I had to do that on the bus. It went well. I would feel confident doing that now. I did not feel confident going into it, but now. Whenever I was with the Dodgers, rookie pitcher this year, Jack Dreyer, he can solve it in under 13 seconds. But he taught me a couple ways, a couple tricks, and I got it under 40 seconds is my PR.
Right, that would take me about 4.5 years. 40 seconds, that's impressive.
Now, once you get it, you got it. Kyron Paris.
That's incredible, though. 40 seconds.
What's your talent?
I sing opera. How's that?
You do not.
I could just say no. You don't think that's possible?
No, I don't think so. Opera.
Eric, what do you got?
Where did that come from?
Help.
I got nothing. I have absolutely nothing. I have no talent. None whatsoever.
I thought weren't you a cheerleader? Is that a talent?
Watch yourself, Wayne.
Well, you were, weren't you?
I was.
Not making that up?
I was.
Yeah, so that's a talent.
In the NFL and the NBA, but that was about 13 lifetimes ago. Yeah.
Oh. Wait, we got to know what you got there, man.
I'm the one with no talent. I'm saying NFL cheerleader. I have nothing.
Oh, you see, you're not believing in the opera thing. I did it back in the day, back at St. Mary's of the Assumption grade school back in the day.
I can tell you who won the last 100 World Series. Is that a talent?
Yes, that is a talent.
He only got me here. Ball 4, well, that should have been, I thought. It was a strike at the top of the zone.
See, if you'd have believed in opera, it would have been ball 4.
Put my glasses back. 3-2 on Paris. Fouls that one off. What are you Rigoletto? What were you? Dylan Tate, number 4 overall pick in 2015 out of UC Santa Barbara.
See if we get a fastball here.
It was a breaking ball, and he swung through it to end the inning.
If you're a Rockies fan, they've got some young talent. Pretty dynamic, everyday position club.
Starting to see some young guys with some serious talent. There's some speed and there's some pop.
I mean, I always keep a little chip on my shoulder.
He made the
catch.
Crazy range, rocket arm.
They just need to have some guys that have breakout years. There's potential there to have that.
They're going to be competitive in every game.
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch one.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore. Here in the 8th inning. Before that begins, we'll send it back downstairs. Here's Erica.
I forgot. I did have one more talent. I don't know if it's a talent. Wait, let's see if I. There we go. I got it.
Wow.
Took me 8 innings.
What happened?
I got it.
Missed it.
The Rubik's Cube.
Oh, you did it?
I'm
She
not,
did it.
not quite like Gary McDaniels, but there we go. Done. 8 innings.
That's incredible.
That is tremendous.
TV magic.
All
That is-
one.
that is phenomenal.
I didn't know she could do that. Here's Guerrero leading off the 8th. Ryan Johnson tosses in a strike. Johnson is still out there. It's not Zephyr John here. The Angels also could be thinking about going past 9 innings tonight. Johnson can pitch the 8th and Jansen the 9th. You'd have Zephyr John for a potential 10th inning if the team can't score by then.
It's a big batter right here. Such a dangerous hitter, though. Got to be perfect.
Fouled off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Guerrero. Singled and scored in the first. Came home on Springer's home run. That's been the only scoring for Toronto. Angels similarly. Neto a single and Ward a homer in the first. It's been 2-2 ever since. Swing and a miss.
Oh, it was perfect. What a pitch. Cutter, cutter, sweeper, cutter.
And the great Guerrero strikes out against Ryan Johnson.
How tight that cutter is. Tremendous spin on his cutter. 2573 RPMs. 2573. That's amazing.
Here's Santander 0 for 3. Ball 1 from Ryan Johnson. Santander batting left-handed for the first time tonight. He has power from both sides. He has more power left-handed. All 4 of his home runs this season have come from the left side. And last year, 32 of his 44 home runs were hit left-handed. Jimmy Garcia is warming up in the bullpen for Toronto. Close some games for them, but Jeff Hoffman is their primary closer, and Garcia is their setup man. 1-1. And Santander with a drive to right. It stays fair. It's long gone, and it is a fair ball and a go-ahead home run for Anthony Santander.
Kept thinking it's dangerous to go down and in against him.
Well, it wasn't going to stay tied forever, and the Blue Jays break the tie here in the 8th.
And that was out of the strike zone and down. That's why they brought him here. But it's right into that wheelhouse for a left-handed swing.
Just a golf shot to the right field corner. 3-2 Blue Jays. And a bouncing ball sneaks into right field off the bat of Springer.
Another first pitch swing by Springer.
So Ryan Johnson here in the 8th after getting the final out of the 7th inning. Goes back out for the 8th, strikes out Guerrero, but then gives up the home run to Anthony Santander. Now Barry Enright will come to the mound. Angels bullpen has in a place where games have been lost lately. Close games that have gotten away in the later innings. As we see Hector Neris warming up now in the Angels bullpen. And when you've heard Ron Washington say recently, you know, we've been in games and the scores are not indicative of how the games have gone. This is what he means. These 8th and 9th inning runs that have turned games that were close into games that were nowhere near close by the end of it.
So now you just got to think, okay, you got to be able to figure you can come back and score a run here in the bottom of the inning, but get a ground ball double play to prevent that big inning going against them.
Yeah, you got to keep it close here to give your team a chance. There's Neris, who's been around for a while, looking to make his Angels debut tonight. Alejandro Kirk is the batter with a runner on first, 1 out.
He's down and got to pitch well out of the strike zone like that. You mentioned the power from the left side.
He's a better hitter left-handed than right. Santander now.
He's been a big believer, Wayne, in late in the games. You want the guys, if they're going to get beat, you want them to go the other way against you.
Yeah. 5 home runs on the year. They've all been left-handed. Here is Kirk. 1 ball, no strikes.
Springer's trying to get a little bit bigger lead. He's still 5 bases already this season. Has not been caught yet. Johnson really quick to the plate, though.
2 balls and a strike. Conversely, for Johnson now, left-handers are 9 for 21 against him with 3 home runs.
Yeah, you want to have one of those pitches you can go fade the other side of the plate. Everything's on the inner half between his cutter and his sweeper against a left-handed swing.
He's only allowed 1 extra base hit to a right-hander. But he's given up 3 home runs now to left-handers.
I mean, he does have that splitter. He doesn't throw it a lot, so it's not his top 2 pitches. In a role like this, it's tough to use that. He's been a starter throughout his career in college.
2 balls, 1 strike on Kirk, with Springer inching off the bag at first, and Kirk pops it up. This is it. No. Thought I had that one.
Yeah, you were ready to go. That's about as quick as I've seen you go. Quick as a cat.
I get the high of the one that's really high. I feel good about it. The line drives. I didn't want to be here.
No, you got to be ready to that right side of the infield too. You got to try to cover some ground if you're Rengifo.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Kirk. Good double play target if you get him to hit one on the ground. That one's not close to the plate, so now we'll see if Springer's on the move. 3-2 the count. Springer has 5 steals in 5 tries. And again, Kirk tends to put the ball in play.
I think he would be going here for sure. Not going.
Wasn't it? It's ground ball that Shotwell can't reach. Base hit. Springer wasn't going on the pitch, but he'll end up at third anyway. And the Blue Jays trying to cash in here in the 8th.
He's making contact and got it by. Shotwell was holding the runner on. Bounce off the mount, off the bag, and just got it underneath the glove.
Will be Hector Neris here with 1 out and men on the corners. Ron Washington hasn't moved to the bullpen yet. I figure that's what's coming here with Neris ready. Johnson having allowed 3 straight hits, including a go-ahead home run. And there it is, a handshake and the ball.
Ever since Bob and Sheila retired, they've been looking for ways to spice up their dinner plans. But with Home Chef, they never have to worry about the same old boring recipes. Bob and Sheila have a variety of menu options to choose from, whether it's calorie or carb conscious, gourmet picks from our culinary collection, or easy prep and quick clean-up sheet pan meals. Now dinner's its own work of art. Get 18 free meals, free shipping, and free dessert for life.
Should've used TickPick.
Wait, what'd you say?
TickPick. Look.
Oh, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, TickPick. I thought you said.
I've been holding my breath this entire inning.
Panicking won't turn a pop-up into a home run. Just like stressing about tickets won't get us better seats.
What about the unhinged prices?
That's why I use Game Time. Prices actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch, even up to 60% off.
What time is it?
It's Game Time.
Flash you back to an Albert Pujols to his first home run with the Angels.
222 career, and he got the silent treatment going in there, and eventually not so silent.
Albert Pujols will go on to hit many home runs in an Angels uniform, and on his way to 700 plus in his major league career. One of just two players with 3,000 hits and 700 homers, along with Henry Aaron. And Willie Mays at 660, and today would have been Willie's birthday. Here's Dalton Varsho against Hector Neris. First pitch, ball one from Neris. He has certainly been around the block. He has been a closer for a lot of his career, and now just trying to find a role in a major league bullpen at age 35.
Does have an outstanding splitter. He gets a lot of strikeouts with it. He needs a punch out here. Go back to last season with his splitter. He struck out 34 batters with a whiff percentage of 37% so far this year. 25% whiff percentage with his splitter.
Has over 100 major league saves, 18 of them last year. He was the closer for the Cubs in the first half of last season. There's that changeup, I guess. I thought it was a splitter. 2 balls, 1 strike on Varsho. Neris's best years were in Philadelphia and Houston. He was really good for the Astros a couple of years ago at a 1.71 ERA. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Varsho. He made 2 appearances for the Braves this year, and then found himself looking for a job again. The Angels picked him up. As we mentioned earlier, they also re-signed Hunter Strickland today and sent him to the minor leagues.
He had an outstanding year for the Halos last year.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Varsho. Angels just trying to tighten up the bullpen, at least get more experience down there. So many of these guys come out of the bullpen with very little major league experience, and in Brian Johnson's case, even though he's pitched well at times, he's got no professional experience whatsoever until this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Varsho lays off the high fastball. Just 91 on that fastball from Neris.
So right now, Varsho is thinking in his mind he's getting a splitter or changeup. It's got to be a good one right here from Neris. See if he get that punch out.
Varsho fouls it off.
No fastball in that one.
Been some years where Neris has been bit by the long ball. He's had 3 different seasons where he's given up double-digit home runs. That's a lot for a late-inning reliever. That's been part of the reason that has kept him from really being a top-line closer. That's in there for strike 3.
He was looking for the splitter and got the express. Still work to do for Neris. Paints the outside corner.
Here's Ernie Clement, who doubled his last time. 0-1 from Neris. The Angels added Connor Brogdon to their bullpen today, and one thing Wash City likes about both of these guys is they've been through the wars. They've been in big situations, playoff games. A lot of experience for both of these guys. Harris trying to work through this jam here in the 8th and keep it close. And Brogdon
at the top of the order coming up with Zach Neto leading off. You want to make sure he's coming up with just a one-run deficit.
1 ball, 1 strike. High pop up, but it's going to get out of play. It looks like O'Hoppe won't have room. Mariners and A's are in Sacramento tonight. 2-2. That game's in the 7th. That next inning game last night that the A's won. Jacob Wilson had the game-winning hit for Sacramento. Checks out strike 3.
Nasty. That is a great job by Neris coming in with a couple punch-outs. He's keeping a 1-run deficit. What a job. Halo debut. Filthy splitter.
I'll give you this brand new
electric vehicle
if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network.
After the game, stick around. Angels Live post-game presented by OC Navigator. We'll hear Mark Ubaza prepare Aida. It'll be Patrick O'Neill and Garrett Anderson with Erica Weston as well. Jimmy Garcia is the new pitcher for the Blue Jays here in the 8th.
Fastball 94-99 to the cutter, slider, and split.
Top of the order, it's Neto, Shanoel, Soler against Garcia. It's in there for a strike. Garcia gave up the game the other day for the Blue Jays. He allowed a go-ahead grand slam to Daniel Schneemann of the Guardians. He had not allowed an earned run all year until that outing the other day. Angels have Ryan Zefferjohn now warming up in the bullpen.
This feels like, though, if Neto can get on base, I think he'd be able to steal a base against Garcia.
Jose Fermin up as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. Neto takes ball 2. I don't know why Kenley Jansen is not warming up now in case the Angels score. Zefferjohn. Liner or foul? Jansen's not available for whatever reason. That might explain why Johnson went back out for the 8th inning instead of Zephyr John coming in there. Sometimes we don't know exactly where everybody's at in terms of their availability on a given day. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Neto. Pop-up is out of play.
I think you would love that pitch again. You know, he's got a ton of room in right center field, but Marshall, though, he can cover a lot of ground out there in the outfield. He's shading Neto to left center field, so a ton of room out there right center.
Upstairs, ball 3. Neto extended his hitting streak to 11 games earlier. He's extended his hitting streak in the first inning of each of the last 4 games. He scored a run tonight on Taylor Ward's home run.
Should get a fastball here.
Trying to reach here in the 8th as the tying run. It's 3-2. On 3-2, Neto fouls one right above Dan Schulman in the Blue Jays TV booth. It's a tremendous booth right there too with Dan Schulman and Buck Martinez.
Well, Buck's a former catcher. He had that play on me.
Where's he at? 3-2. Neto with a late swing but fouled it back. Blue Jays TV, they do a great job.
Yeah, good people. Good people.
A lot of pitches here for Jimmy Garcia against Zach Neto.
Get on base for Neto. Doesn't walk a whole lot. Any way to get on.
Another 3-2. And it's inside, ball 4.
Does walk a lot. At least your most recent at bat.
He's walked 1 time in a row. That's the big moment here for the Angels, getting the tying run on base to start the 8th inning after a 9-pitch at bat. Here's Nolan Shonowell. He spoke earlier about the opportunities with Neto on base. Well, here's a big one. So often we've seen these games get away from the Angels late. Here's one they can take back against Toronto.
And Garcia's allowed 25 stolen bases, only 4 caught in his career. Never had a pickoff.
Guerrero holds Neto as a big lead. All 1 to Shonowell.
And the threat of a stolen base sometimes can make you as a pitcher be quicker to the plate. You're more apt to make a mistake.
Garcia does have 7 walks in his 15 innings this year, so he can be spotty with his command. There goes Neto at a huge jump. Throw to second by Kirk's not close.
Seventh stolen base. A young season for Zach Neto. Diving in there, getting into that bag and staying connected.
He was about 40% of the way there when Garcia let go of the ball.
They called that a ball too, didn't they? That was right in the middle of the plate. Now, very important at the very least for Nolan Shonowell that they at least get that ball to the right side of the infield.
2 balls, no strikes. He's bunting, or at least showing bunt, and takes ball 3. I think it'll at least trust Shonowell to ground one to the right side.
You know what, Wayne? I give him a shot here. 3-0. See if he can turn on one.
Showing bunt, takes a strike. Now we'll see if this bunt is true as Eric Young Sr. looks into the Angel dugout. He's about 20 feet away from Wash. He ran through the signs pretty quickly as Neto's the tying run at second base. It's 3 balls, 1 strike on Shonowell. He shows bunt. He lays it down. Kirk has a play at third. It goes by the third baseman, and here comes Neto to tie the game.
Wow, a break. They had him at third.
Ernie Clement couldn't hold the throw from Alejandro Kirk.
I'll tell you what, he popped out of that catching position. That was a great play.
That was an out at third.
Yes. Look how quickly he got out of that catching position. An all-balanced throw.
Perfect.
Right on the glove and unable to catch it. and almost as if it surprised him.
So that'll be a sacrifice bunt. Actually, it will just be a fielder's choice and an error on the third baseman, Clement. Shotwell ends up at second base, too. Soler takes strike one.
Big opportunity here for Soler. Big moment spot here. Possibly give the Halos the lead here in the 8th.
Soler dumps one foul. They called it a sacrifice bunt for Shotwell, which I don't know if it necessarily should be, because they would have had the out at third had Clement caught the ball.
Shotwell will take it, though.
Yeah, they certainly will. It won't be an 0 for 1 then in that regard. They'll get no official at bat there.
Got to make some contact here, Soler.
0-2. He doesn't. Strike 3. Big veteran bat in the middle of the order, and Jorge Soler unable to move the runner over or drive him in.
See if Taylor Ward can start the game like he did, and here give the Halos a lead late. Tied it up in the first with a 2-run shot.
Well, now with the game tied, there's one off the glove of Kirk, but not far enough away to move Shotwell.
That's a good decision by Shotwell. You're not going to make that one. You got to make sure you can walk the third. You're already in a scoring position for Taylor Ward.
And now with the game tied and Zefferjon continuing to warm up, you have to ask what's going on with Kenley Jansen. Yes. Normally this would be the closer's spot to come into the 9th inning, but Jansen is not up. It's Zefferjon. Slider got Ward to bite. 1 ball, 1 strike. See Kenley down there. So evidently he's not available tonight. We don't know why. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ward. And slider again. 1-2.
And you got to center in on that one. It's not quite in the strike zone to start with. Just try to punch that ball in the right field. Be a challenge to score with these outfield arms for the Jays, but you got to make some contact here.
Shotwell with average speed at second base. He is the go-ahead run. The game is tied. A bunt caused some chaos in the infield. Ernie Clement could not handle a throw at third from Alejandro Kirk. It slipped away, and Neto scored the tying run. 1-2 on Taylor Ward. Shotwell has to hurry back as he was leaning toward third base.
Nice play by Jimenez. It was a high throw. Tried to go down and make a tag too. It's contact again. You got to think contact here.
Two balls, 2 strikes now on Ward, who has a 2-run homer and a walk tonight. Long slump for Ward, trying to hit his way out of it. He's already had 2 RBIs tonight. A third would give the Angels the lead late. Ward fouls it.
He got his fastball there, and he was trying to go the other way on it. Now you got to believe he's going to see a slider. Looking for that hanging slider. Already the 23rd pitch coming up for Garcia.
It's been a long inning. Started with a 9-pitch at bat to Neto. Tying run is in. The go-ahead run's at second. Shotwell's dancing. Ward's taking ball 3.
Kirk saying just in case there's a strikeout there, back pick him at second with Jimenez.
Shotwell moving all around over there. 3-2 to Ward. Ground ball to the left side. Moving after it. Bichette, the long throw across. Pulls Guerrero, a base hit.
Almost an amazing play by Bichette. Thought for a second he might try to make a quick throw to third, but I don't know if it would have gotten him.
Shotwell ran right away toward third as Bichette caught up to this ball. Now John Schneider comes to the mound. The Blue Jays bullpen is active. Garcia's Thrown a lot of pitches in this inning. He's given up the lead, and he will exit this ball game. Angels will look for the lead here in the 8th in just a moment.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard. Get it today, protected for life.
Why would I use Hims to have my ED meds delivered to my door? I love pharmacy lines.
Why would I use clinically proven ingredients to regrow my hair through Hims? I love wearing hats 24/7.
Why would I choose weight loss treatment I can afford through Hims? I love selling off my prized possessions.
Why wouldn't I get high quality care I can trust? I love Hims. Get treatment you'll actually love at Hims.com.
The new pitcher for the Blue Jays is their closer. Jeff Hoffman will try to shut things down here as the Angels try to rally. It's an interesting time to go to the closer if you're John Schneider, because the go-ahead run is on third base here with only one out. The probability of him scoring is pretty high regardless of who's pitching, but the Blue Jays will use their best reliever here trying to get out of trouble. It's 3-3 in the 8th. Logan O'Hoppe has been one of the hottest hitters on this ball club. He has 2 more hits tonight and a chance to give the Angels the lead against Hoffman.
And Hoffman's a guy with a power 4-seam fastball upstairs, 95-99 curveball, slider, changeup. First pitch, generally 4-seam fastball. If it's elevated, that could be the pitch. Hoppe can get the job done and drive one deep in the air.
This is about a strikeout. That's why Hoffman's in this game. Blue Jays have their infield in, and there's strike 1 on that big fastball from Hoffman. He has only 2 walks and 23 strikeouts in 16 innings. He has come in here to throw some gas and try to help the Blue Jays keep this game tied. This is their highest leverage arm right here in the 8th. O'Hoppe had the fastball up but fouled it. 0-2.
So he's about 55% slider and forkball, so it's something secondary right now. Got to be aware of that in the dirt if you're Shonowell.
He's the go-ahead run at third. It's 0-2 on O'Hoppe. And a line drive to left. The Angels have the lead on a base hit from Logan O'Hoppe. Shonowell scores the 3rd hit tonight for O'Hoppe. Makes it 4-3 Halos.
Logan makes everybody happy with that swing. 0-2. What a game for O'Hoppe. Made everyone happy tonight. Nice job there. He got that pitch, a splitter. He got it. It was elevated.
That run charged to Garcia, the 2nd of the inning. Angels are desperate for wins. Any one they can get, any day they can get it. Now they have a lead with a chance to take the first game of this series. And there's a drive to right. Yoan Moncada adds some insurance. A 3-run homer, his first as an Angel.
Hakuna Moncada with the best play in baseball, the 3-run blast.
Kids Royal Rumble down there for that ball in right field.
That ball was absolutely smashed. 107.9 off the bat. Oh, welcome back, Moncada.
That ball was annihilated.
Oh, me oh my.
A 5-run 8th inning. And Yoan Moncada on his first day back off the IL after missing about a month. Gives the Angels a hit that they've been looking for, it seems like, for the last month.
He's hit a couple baseballs really hard today, too. That was really, really hard. 407, cleaned it up. Oh, it jumps on it. That's a perfect swing. And he knew it. Acuna Moncada.
That puts Hector Neris.
Oh, that's back in the old bullpen. Visitors bullpen.
That puts Hector Neris in line for his first win as an Angel in his Angels debut.
Yes, what a job he did. A couple punch-outs.
Moncada barely played last year, so this is his first home run since September of 2023. Chopper to second. Rengifo is retired. Five runs in the inning after Jeff Hoffman, the Blue Jays closer. Well, he enters in this big spot and he does anything but close it down. Gives up back-to-back run-scoring hits, including O'Hoppe's go-ahead hit and Moncada's long 3-run homer. Right now, all of the runs are earned because they said that error at third base occurred after Neto would have been safe. Could change if they score that differently, but then there would only be one unearned run anyway. The other 4 would be earned no matter what. Now Fermin is up again. Now that it's a 4-run lead, maybe the Angels are thinking about it. Fidel can add to it. Straightaway center. It's deep. Varsho's back. He's at the wall. It's gone. Joe Adele finds the long ball. The Angels have cracked up a 6-run 8th inning.
That was his swing today. It did correlate into some power. Early work, 109 off the bat. Joe Adele. Wow. He said hello.
Jeff Hoffman, who allowed just 1 home run in his first 14 appearances this year, has given up 2 no-doubters here in the 8th.
Boy, stayed on that one, and that ball was crushed. He's killed breaking pitches this season and all speed pitches.
418 feet. Joe Adele adds to the Angel lead in a big inning here at the Big A.
The MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's talk Orioles, a powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch 1. That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore. As we see the Angels with a couple of long home runs in this inning from Yoan Moncada and Joe Adele, putting together a 6-run inning. You know, our buddy Jason Stark in The Athletic always writes this column every week called Weird and Wild. And he highlights things in baseball that just don't make any sense. Well, how about the fact that the Angels have not scored more than 5 runs in a game since April 10th? It had been 21 consecutive games without scoring more than 5 runs. And yet here in one inning, in one game, they've scored 6 runs.
Yes, I mean, this is what the Angels were doing earlier when they were 9-5, scoring a lot of runs late.
So that's what Weird and Wild is all about. You don't score 6 runs in a game for 3 weeks, and yet you do it within 3 outs. Nice catch by Guerrero, but it's the Angels' big inning. That's the highlight here in the 8th. Logan O'Hoppe had the go-ahead hit. Moncada and Adele with the home runs. The Angels are feeling good on this Gooby Tuesday.
The alpha dog among big league closers right here. Top of the food chain, Manuel Clase.
Jose Ramirez, one of the most unsung great players in the game of baseball.
Goodbye. That's why he needs his gamer. Swing!
Cutter at 100 miles per hour coming at you.
Home run, Jose Ramirez.
Best power, speed, and run production is Jose Ramirez, and Jose Ramirez. He's a complete player.
Ball game. Swing and a miss. Bucket. You get into the 9th inning, done deal.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
La Pantera can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
La Pantera.
And going back to Hyundai Key for the game today, painted black, some power. When you miss the black part of the plate, the corners, middle part, Moncada, 3-run homer, Joe Adele home run, Taylor Ward a 2-run shot, and what a game by Logan O'Hoppe tonight with 3 big hits, including the go-ahead base hit. So the fellas swinging the bats tonight. And the staff doing a great job, led by Tyler Anderson. Neris, what a job he did. Keep that just a 1-run deficit.
Logan O'Hoppe 3 hits tonight, including the go-ahead hit. Now Jose Fermin trying to get the last 3 outs. Now we saw Ryan Zefferjon warming up in the bullpen in case there was a save situation and not Kenley Jansen. So Ron Washington will certainly be asked why Jansen wasn't available to close tonight. The Angels are more than happy to discuss things after a win that they really need. The losses have been piling up here lately. It's ball 1 to Nathan Lukes batting in place of Miles Straw leading off the 9th inning.
Back to Tyler Anderson, which is so good again tonight. For a team that he hasn't had a ton of success against, he dominated.
Angels would move to 6-1 in Anderson's 7 starts. And that's almost half the wins. This will be their 14th win overall, 6 of them in the game started by Anderson.
And he's been that good.
Three 3-0 on Lukes.
You want to go out and attack the strike zone.
They certainly do. Fermin with a strike here, and if things do get hairy, well, I guess we would see Zefferjon if the Blue Jays made it interesting here. After Lukes is Jimenez, then the top of their order with Bichette and Guerrero. Strike 2 at the bottom of the zone. Game 2 of this series tomorrow night. Yusei Kikuchi will face his former team and look for his first win with his new team. It's hit well to left center. Paris got a good jump, racing back, has room, has the baseball.
Nice job to come back in after falling behind 3-0 by Fermin.
1 out. Eight runs on 9 hits. The Angels with an outburst offensively in the 8th inning tonight. The highest producing runs scored in an inning this season. Most runs they've scored in any game since April 10th. Fly ball to right. Adele has some space. 2 outs. Bichette tonight has had a rough night. He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Normally somebody that hits the ball well in this ballpark, but not tonight. Ball 1. The Angels were swept last year in the season series by Toronto. The Blue Jays won all 7 games. This would break a 7-game losing streak for the Angels against the Blue Jays with 1 more out. And 1 more strike.
Bringing that gas in there too for me.
Victor Neris would get a win in his Angels debut. Loss for Jimmy Garcia, his 2nd straight. Line drive, right center. Paris was already shaded there. Moves over, makes the catch. Say goodnight to the Blue Jays. The Angels offense alive and well tonight. 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th. A big inning finally as Yoan Moncada returned, hit a big 3-run homer. Joe Adele went deep too, and Logan O'Hoppe had the go-ahead hit as the Angels get to celebrate a much-needed win.
Yeah, the guys were out early work today with home runs. Joe Adele, Taylor Ward, Moncada, what a job. 3-run home run, excellent defense. Neris, his debut as a Halo was excellent. A couple punch-outs. Tyler Anderson great, but Logan O'Hoppe, phenomenal game behind the plate and swinging the bat. Big win here against Toronto for the Halos.
Yoan Moncada back from the IL, made some good plays at third base tonight, and a long 3-run homer, our Toyota player of the game.
That sound. Woo. And some distance. Great to see him back in there. You can see right away, saw him earlier today, the smile on his face. He was happy to be able to be back and doing some damage, did so today.
Good win for the Angels. Nice to see the offense performing in big spots. The bullpen got some outs too. Just 1 run allowed by the bullpen after Tyler Anderson was sharp tonight. Anderson struck out 7 in 6 2/3 innings, both season highs.
Yeah, I just like the way he threw the baseball again.
Angels win 8-3. Here's Erica with Logan O'Hoppe.
Logan, you guys finally get that big inning that you had been looking for. Just talk to me about the fight that you showed and the team showed tonight to come back and get this win.
Yeah, I mean, they changed the pitcher late, and I mean, the adrenaline gets going a little more when you face the best of the game with Hoffman up. And felt like it locked us in a bit and put some good swings on some good pitches and stayed patient too. So it was definitely a good effort by all of us.
3-hit night by you, but you have the go-ahead run. I saw Jay Wash say something to you right before you stepped back into the box. What were you looking for against Hoffman tonight?
Something I can handle. A couple other words, but we'll keep that between us. But no, something I can handle and a good pitch to hit, and luckily I got it late.
How about the return of Yoan Moncada? I know he does great things defensively, but he picked a great spot for his first home run as a Halo.
Yeah, it was awesome. Great having him back. It's a professional in the lineup, and he puts together a good at bat. So baseball must be that easy if he can just hop in and do it like that. But no, it was a great at bat by him, and happy we got him back.
What does a big inning like this do for you guys? You guys have been grinding, getting to work, waiting for this to happen. What does it feel like in the room right now in the dugout?
Yeah, it gives us something to build on. We haven't had much to build on lately, you know, so it was good to have a good night, and luckily finally gave the fans something good to watch. You know, it's always a good feeling too, so we'll build on it and keep going forward.
Thanks for the time. Nice job.
Appreciate it, Erica.
All right, guys.
That's what it's all about for the Angels, trying to build it now into the future.
We're Logan O'Hoppe now. And no singing opera for you tonight.
Oh, please. I would love to hear that. I think on a Gooby Tuesday win, you should sing. Let it rip. The Halo will shine brightly tonight. The Angels win. We'll be back to wrap it up.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Morris at the front of the rotation.
And the guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
When you download the app and join My Rewards.
Angels take game one against Toronto, 8-3. The final, a 6-run 8th inning. Put the Angels over the top tonight. Tomorrow, they'll try to make it 2 in a row as they have Yusei Kikuchi facing his former team. Jose Barrios will pitch for Toronto. 6:30 start. Angels Live pregame begins at 6 o'clock. Coming up next, Angels Live postgame. Patrick O'Neill and Garrett Anderson after an Angels win against the Blue Jays tonight, 8-3. The final score. For Gooby and Erica, I'm Wayne Randazzo saying good night from Angel Stadium.
Denny's. The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network.
victory for the Angels. Did they ever need it? Logan O'Hoppe absolutely clutch as we welcome you to our Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator. Really everybody contributing. There you see Nolan Shonowell laying down the butt. The Angels catch a break. Ron Washington and his coaching staff. Listen, it's big. They absolutely needed it. 8-3 over the Toronto Blue Jays here at the Big A. Down here on the field alongside Angels Hall of Famer Garrett Anderson, I'm Patrick O'Neill. I mean, clutch, you're down 3-2, GA, and I really love Zach Neto once again proving how valuable he is to this team to draw that walk and get it all started.
Yeah, and it appeared like at that point he knew to be a leadoff hitter, not just go up there and swing, but to work a count, make the pitcher throw strikes, get into a deep bat, and he got a walk, and that's what leadoff hitters do.
And a guy that doesn't always draw a lot of walks, he's up there hacking, and that pitch was well inside. Then he gets on base, and you just know he's going, and he steals it. I mean, he gets things going. Great win all around. Everybody pitched well. That was fun to see.
And that's exactly what has to happen. I mean, in baseball is I don't care how many people you have in your lineup. It takes a group effort to win a game that night, and they got a little bit from everybody tonight.
How much does a win like this mean, do you think?
It helps, but you have to still keep it in perspective. But it was a good, clean game that they played, and they pitched well tonight. And so they did all the things they needed to do. And, you know, unfortunately, we caught a break. They caught a break right there. It was a miscue, and that opened the floodgates in the 8th inning.
It's amazing that Clement drops that ball. I mean, Kirk throws it right to him. Taylor Ward, that's a base hit. Now you got action, and Logan O'Hoppe was absolutely clutch. He gets a game-winning RBI. Then Yohan Moncada with a monster blast.
And it all appeared that the at-bats were intentional. I mean, Taylor Ward has been scuffling late, got into a deep count there, and, you know, got an infield hit, and Joe Adele takes advantage of a soft pitch out over the plate.
Didn't throw him a fastball. Threw him that slider, and he crushed it. That means a lot for Moncada right off the IL and Joe Adele to have a big hit, right, for these guys to contribute.
It does, because there hasn't been a ton of contribution, and it's nice to see that all of them had chipped in tonight. So there's some pride involved in that. It's just not one person feeling good about themselves leaving the park tonight.
Okay, and then Tyler Anderson, he gives up that home run to Springer in the first. You're already down 2-0 before you even come to the plate, but then he goes out and battles and goes 6 2/3.
He does, and this is you know, all his starts have been keeping the Halos in game, and I believe they're 6-1 in his starts now. So he's definitely locked in. He's on. He's throwing strikes. He understands what he wants to do up there, and he takes advantages of the hitter's weaknesses.
How does he do that? Like, what's most effective? Obviously, he doesn't throw the changeup a ton, but when he does, it's in the right spot.
His control is just, you know, it's off the charts right now. And if you can control 3 pitches like he's been doing, you're going to keep any hitter, I don't care who you are, you're going to keep him off balance.
Defense for a guy like Zach Neto to show you that he's got the arm strength built up. That's a tough throw.
If there's any question about, you know, him coming back from surgery, it was definitely answered right there.
That is certainly great to see. Tyler Anderson has been the best starter without a doubt. I know he doesn't get the victory. Neris in his Angels debut gets the win, but another quality start for Tyler Anderson. You'll take that every single time. And George Springer gives up the home run, and then you love the way Anderson went right back.
Yeah, it's a typical veteran pitcher right there. He hit a home run off of him, and next time up, he goes hard in on him. And that tells me as a hitter, pitcher's not going to say, oh, you're not going to dictate what I throw tonight. Yeah. So I'm going to go back and give you the fastball inside, popped him up, weak infield pop-up to the first baseman.
All right, we'll take a look at Springer's night at the plate, the first 2, and he's got confidence here. He always does incredible damage against the Angels, particularly when he was an Astro. So here's how he got it started for Toronto. This would be it.
And you know, that pitch should probably get hit out of the park. If you know, most major league hitters with some kind of power is going to probably drive that park out, you know, a good amount of time. And right here is going right back at him. You know, this is the first pitch of the at-bat, and caught him off guard. So, you know, very much kudos to Anderson of showing that he's not going to be afraid at all, and he's going to take his game to you.
Really happy for Taylor Ward to have a game like this, right? And that's one thing Ron Washington was talking about before the game, that he's going to stick with Taylor Ward. Good hitters find a way to work themselves out of it. He stuck with them, and it paid off.
Man, he has an approach to hitting, and I'm sure he's in there working every day. And there's just times you're going to have some stretches that are long, and he's depended on in the lineup, so therefore there's going to be a little bit more responsibility that goes along with that.
Good for Taylor Ward to have a big win, and with the victory, that means you win also. That's right, free McDonald's fries the day after a victory. Here you go. You get free medium fries with a $1 purchase. You got to have the app. And you got to opt in to the rewards. It's that simple. You, too, can celebrate just like those young kids. We'll take a break, come back again. Taylor Ward with the big 2-run home run, also with a knock. And also with Logan O'Hoppe coming up big. So we'll hear from Ron Washington. We'll get much more reaction as the Angels get a victory. 8-3 is the final. Stay right there. More Angels Live rolls on.
Born in Flint, Michigan. Olympic gold medalist. First round draft pick. One no-hitter. With one hand. My challenges didn't stop me, and they don't need to stop you. Resources like angels.ocnavigator.org can help you face the challenges of life. It's okay to not be okay.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam, Carlos Correa.
With Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed, and that's to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
And we welcome you back to our Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator right here on FanDuel Sports Network as Logan O'Hoppe, game-winning ribby, caught a great ball game. The Angels, a much-needed victory, 8-3 is the final. So Logan, clutch, he's having a great year, but a guy like Taylor Ward needed a game like this. I know we just talked about it, but for a guy like Taylor or any other player that might be scuffling, what does this do for their confidence?
For me, reading, what he's going through, and the best part about tonight was he did hit the ball in the middle of the park. You hit a home run in the middle of the park, that's got to tell him that his timing is there, because that's to be able to do that in the middle of the park, that means your timing is perfect, and that's a good feeling. So I'm sure he's probably feeling now that, maybe I found something with that swing.
Yeah, I know we'll talk about it in pregame a little bit, but Wash was saying that he needed almost like a little mental day, a check-in, something that Taylor had requested. He wouldn't be upset if the whole team needed it, but or asked for it, and that's also saving so much. You know how tough that catch is.
It is, and I think sometimes guys just need to hit a reset button. There's nothing wrong with that in a long season.
Little C&I base it late in the game. Hustle, single, and then Moncada would go on and hit a big 3-run bomb. And that's the type of power that Moncada has from both sides of the plate. I know a tough year with the injury to the thumb, and it's been tough to swing the bat, but not on that one.
No, that was a beautiful swing right there. It kind of caught me off guard because, being first pitch, he ambushed him, and such a beautiful swing.
All right, so for Moncada, listen, the Angels have not had any production, really, just one home run. Before this right here, just the second one, it was clutch.
Yeah, it was, and I can't say it enough about just such a pretty left-handed swing right there, and did what he's supposed to do, jump on that first pitch fastball, and that's generally probably the best pitch he's going to see in a bat.
So he gets his first home run as an Angel. He just so happens to wear the number 5. And it's funny, we're just at the break, and we're saying, and you were telling me, how does things like this happen, right? Because Albert Pujols, his first home run as an Angel, wearing number 5, also on this date against Toronto.
Yeah, it's just never seems to amaze me how things just pop up.
Flashing us back, hot tub, time machine style. And considering May 6th, that was a while for La Máquina to hit his first home run. And look at a young Mike Trout right there. Silent treatment.
Yeah. Yeah, you know something's going on. He didn't have a beard there, so you know he's probably searching for something.
Oh, that's cool. We were certainly talking about that in the pregame show. Really odd, but really cool. Also, baseball just has a way of doing that. And Hector Neris, listen, the Angels need some veterans out there in the bullpen. I mean, Ryan Johnson gave up another home run. He's a rookie. Bringing in Hector Neris, who's won a World Series. He picks up his first win as an Angel. So a special night.
And you're going to need some veteran presence down there. You can't just release, have the whole pen be of young players. You know, the younger players are going to need to rely on veterans, and veterans are going to have to take some of the bear of the weight too. So it's good to see that they got some veteran leadership down there.
We were looking down at the bullpen like after Neris does a great job. I mean, for him to work out of that jam right there, the Angels don't win this game. That's why sometimes you think about how valuable is a win for a reliever. That was. Yeah. He earned that one.
He earned that one for sure. He came in a tough situation, and he didn't bend. He didn't buckle. He, made his pitches and got the outs.
All right, so good pitching, some good defense, some timely hitting. It all came together tonight for the Halos, and that was great to see. Now back it up tomorrow. Let's hear from Ron Washington on the other side. I know the guys were talking about during the game. Didn't see Kenley Jansen out there. Get an update on Campero and talk about a nice Halo victory when we come back.